What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me, but I just got home off of an early morning flight, right? First thing through the door, I want to see my family. I love my family. You know, I'm a family man. I'm an advocate for families, right? Second thing, I got to get that hot shower because I got to throw the threads on. The threads make me feel like $1,000,000, but the third thing through my mind and all throughout the trip is that I gotta have that Tej pack. Tej makes my life uncomplicated. It's uncomplicated skincare for men. The first way that I started specifically was their level 1 system. It's a daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin. 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells. An AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun, and a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. Here's the thing. My favorite part about Tej Henley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really making the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin for men uncomplicated. In addition to amazing skin, members of Tej Henley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, the ability to customize your box, exclusive monthly deals, you can pause and cancel at any time, and you get free shipping. And because Tej Henley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal, right? Just click the first link in the description and you get 30% off your first box, plus a free gift. It's an amazing deal. You got to get started today. You're not out here trying to look like a Dusty. And if you travel as much as I do, which I'm sure most people don't, but you know me, I'm pushing my bag chasers in order to be in the top 5%, top 10%, top 1%. We got to make our lives uncomplicated, and Tej Henley is no better product. You got to look good. You got to smell good. And you can't be looking like a Dusty. Make sure you get started today. Click the link in the description. Get that Tej pack. Feel the Tej, my friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your gracious host, Anton Daniels. If you have not already, I implore you to like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and then turn on your notifications for not only this channel, but also the Anton Daniels channel also. So what's up, friends? What's happening? It is Monday, January 30th. Almost the end of the month. It's almost 1 month gone. It goes by fast. It goes by fast. We already in the new year. We almost 1/12 of the year down. And it's another opportunity for you guys to do some phenomenal things. Listen, let me check into the chat and see what's happening before we get started today, because we had a busy week last week. And it is going to be a phenomenal show today and a phenomenal week. I declare it. I advocate for it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm manifesting it. And I think that we have to start manifesting our blessings, because it then puts us in a mindset to allow us to go to the direction that we're supposed to go in and to ensure our success. So let me check into the chat and see what's happening. What's up, Big Sucks? My dog Daryl Long is in the building. I got Randy, Sir Shy, Mel Duke, what's popping? Shout out to all of y'all. Shout out to my dog Kojak is in the building. Brian Shanklin says, I don't trust Abba and preach. Babes R Us says, this is a bad look. Don't nobody care about. I've been preach hating on other people. I've been preacher. Aren't even from the USA. I don't care what the bumbleclots got to say. Lil Black Duck is in the building. Lion Crest Outdoors. Willie Handy says, I doubt they care about what you think, Brian. Big Suggs is in the building. Stephen Day. Janice Henderson. Let's see who else we got in here. We got RPQ Bed. I've been preached the Reed ones. Treese Westmoreland. What's happening, Treese? What's up, Monroe? I appreciate you. Renee is in the building. Stephen Day. I said you. Randy, I love you. Spaces. My dog Spaces. Tyree Ballard, what's going on? Heather Woods, Brandy. What up, Brandy? What's up, pretty girl? What's happening? Heather Woods, Persevere Data TV is in the building. Aaron B has got the eyes, paying attention to the eyes. My girl Q says, good mornings, everybody. Waynesworth. I think I'm about to move Q to Michigan. What y'all think about that? I think I'm about to move Q to Michigan. Don't worry about that. We'll talk about that late night tonight. Make sure y'all tune in for the Q&A. on the other channel, Anton Daniels, 10:15 Eastern. We're going to get it popping. Wayne's World, excellent. Kelvin Sloan was in the building. D got sauces in the building. L Cool J, I like that. I like to play on the name L Cool J. Brock, what up though? LA Wilkes, what's happening? Gravity Z and Company. Chat Ninjas, Mellyville. Everybody. Thank y'all for showing up and shouting me out as usual. We only go up from here. Let me give a shout out to Chelsea, my first super chat of the day. Says, good morning. Fire takes on the Sunday show. Yo. If you guys were not a part of the webinar, okay, let me say this one more time. Let's get a little bit of the housekeeping out of the way before we get started. If you guys were not a part of the webinar that we did inside of the Bag Chasers on Sunday, usually on Sunday, I do no videos. I have my people release the clips and we work and we take care of business. But I don't really do any videos on Sunday because that's the day that I allocate for Family Day. But I promised the people that on this weekend that I was going to do a live stream specifically with the Patreon members to go through and break down every single thing. Well, not everything, because we probably going to have to do a part 2. But to break down the fundamentals and the understanding that it takes in order to extract money out of social media, right? And so I broke down everything. I broke down the differences between the shorts. I showed them my numbers. I showed them my analytics. I showed them what it is that I generate on a monthly basis from my different certain YouTube channels. I told them the differences between how it is that I live stream versus what it is that I put up, how long my videos got to be. I broke down the differences in pay between Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Rumble, my next steps. I told them how it is that they can set up their YouTube channel effectively, how it is that you can blow up, how it is that you can get the most response, the differences between having 1 million subscribers and 100,000 subscribers, and why I still make more than people with 1 million and 2 million subscribers. I broke down every single thing that they asked me and allowed for them to be able to come up on the panel, for them to be able to ask me questions, and I interacted with a chat. So listen, let me say this. For all of you that do not know, I have the most informative, fire, phenomenal Patreon on the face of this planet, bar none. Let me say it one more time. I have the most phenomenal, fire, informative Patreon on the face of the planet. I do not sell courses. I do not give you a one-time thing. I am more of a person that wants to pour into you for the minimal amount that I can pour into you. And I give all of my receipts. I tell people and show people how much I make on social media. I tell them how much I make on my regular job. I give my W-2s. I show my accounts. I give you information. And then I give you the uncensored videos inside of the Patreon that is available nowhere else. So if you guys want to join a group of people that's going in the direction that you're going in, because I'm also going to be flying. I'm about to start flying to different cities to meet up with y'all like I did all last year. We hit Miami. We hit Houston. We hit DC, we hit Atlanta, we hit LA, we hit Las Vegas, we hit New York, we hit all of the major cities in order to be able to tap in with you guys and be able to add as much value as possible. If you guys want to join a group of people that's going in the direction that you're going in for the minimal amount of costs in which you don't have to pay for courses, you ain't got to do none of that. You jump in and jump out as you see fit, and if you don't see value, then just completely remove yourself. At a minimum of $15 a month. Actually, that's the maximum. That's the maximum is $15 a month. If you want to join a group of people that's going in the direction that you're going in and you want to watch that webinar, because we even had people that came up on the panel and I questioned him. He didn't know I was going to ask him. I didn't even know that he was going to jump on the panel. I said, yo, how much you making as a result of paying your $15 every month? He said he making $6,000 a month additional just as a part of as being a content creator, and he ain't even blew up yet. He make more than some of your favorite live streamers every single month in additional income and in addition to whatever it is that he's doing on his regular job. And I coach him personally. So this is not a thing that we just jump into that just we just doing for fun, or I'm just releasing extra content, or I'm just flooding it with a bunch of videos. Every single thing that I drop inside of the Patreon is either an uncensored interview that you cannot get anywhere else, or is specific content that's tailored to the people based off of what they need and what they asking me to better inform them on how it is that they can get to the bag, whether it's the interviewing like a king videos, the webinars, the mastermind sessions, how it is that you can make different moves in real estate and how I approach real estate versus whatever the so-called gurus is doing. Everything you need in order to be successful is in there, and we're going to continue to mine out all of the information and opportunity in order for you to grow. So if you are not a part of the Bag Chasers and you are looking to join a group of people, because I call them my family, that is going in the direction that you're going in, you need to tap into the Bag Chasers. It's unlimited amount of gems, and I am 100% transparent about my life, my marriage, my income, my finances, and how it is that I can pour into you. So that's up to you. All right. In addition to that, make sure you tap into the Alpha Juice Company. Alpha Juice is a major sponsor of this channel. I also break down how it is that I secure my sponsorships, my licensing, every single amount of money that I make, that's in the Patreon. But if you want to tap into the Alpha Juice Company, because I have recently, this week specifically, started my cleanse. I was supposed to start last week. I didn't start last week. I'm starting this week. I start my cleanse. So I want you to go on this journey with me. All of the discount codes is in the description of the video. So if you're going to tap in with the Alpha Juice Company, and they source all of their stuff, everything is on their website. Make sure you click the link in the description and then use the discount codes that I have inside of my videos. It is a phenomenal company. I love them. They're great. And we're doing some incredible things with the Alpha Juice Company. So they're longtime partners that I have. And I want you guys to jump on this journey with me. You just tap into the Alpha Juice Company. All of the discount codes. Don't order it for full price. Make sure you get the discount codes that's in the description. Last but not least, partners, Teej Hanley. 30% off your first order plus a free gift. That link is in the description for y'all to tap in and get y'all Teej pack. That's also been longtime sponsors of me. I do not roll with companies that I do not personally use myself. So if you want to tap into that Teej pack, get the Teej. It's absolutely phenomenal. All right. So without further ado, let's dive into the live stream, right? Because we got a lot to cover today. I want to cover Donovan Sharp. I want to give y'all a little bit more insight on what I think about Tyree Nichols, who was the guy that was recently murdered in Memphis. But before we deep dive into that, right? I was having a conversation with a young lady this morning that I coach, and I've been coaching her for a long time, and she's doing incredible. She's literally more than doubled her income since we've started our sessions over a year ago. She is winning on every level. And she's recently embraced, and I'm not going to tell her business because that's not what I do, but she's recently embraced a philosophy that I have as far as what I've been teaching her to look at things from a business perspective, right? And the one thing that I want to emphasize to you guys, and ladies, you have to hear this more than everybody. Q, you have to hear this more than anybody, Q. All right, before we get into the whole Abba and Preach thing, you have to stop blocking people on your phone. Let me say that again. You have to stop blocking people. Ladies, gentlemen, I know it is so easy to do. I know that it's nothing but jumping inside of your iPhone and hitting a couple things here and there, and then you never have to see them again. You never have to hear from them again, and life is over from them. You just completely divest yourself from them. I will tell you that there is no one that is blocked in my phone from my past, and it has served me greatly. I'm going to break this down for you. There is no one that I've interacted with in my past that is blocked in my phone. And I'm going to tell you why, right? Because I want you to look at life from a business perspective before we deep dive into this whole Abba and Preach versus Donovan Sharp thing, right? Let's say hypothetically that you're dealing with a guy and you have a breakup with him, right? I shouldn't even be telling you this, but I'm going to tell you. Let's say you're dealing with a guy and you have a breakup with him, right? And then that breakup, y'all don't necessarily beef or anything like that, or you shouldn't be beefing. Even if something went wrong, they go about living a life and they go about moving their own certain way, right? I've had women that I've known for my entire life. I've had women that did me wrong as far as from a business perspective. I've had guys do me wrong from a business perspective. I've had different people jump in and out of my life. But what I found is that those people eventually evolve, and some for the better, some not so much so. And it doesn't necessarily mean that I have to reach out to them or talk to them. But what I found is that some of those very people that I established that early relationship with, not necessarily a romantic relationship, but just that early relationship with, even some of the women that I've had, relationship type of interactions with, even back in high school. Do you know some of those same people is the same people that I do business with today? Because you first have to start asking yourself, if I'm having a difficult time with the person that I'm looking to block, then that means that I have an issue with myself and attracting the wrong type of people into my circle. You need to vet effectively the type of people that you want to surround yourself with, because just because you're not intimately or romantically linked to them does not mean that they should be forever enemies. You don't know who's who. Let me give you another tip. Ladies. Right? I was having a conversation with somebody last week, and they said, Anton, I was about to block somebody, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But I didn't, because I listened to you. And they pissed me off, and they was talking about a guy. It was a woman that was talking about a guy that she had liked and stuff like that, right? And I said, okay, so now what? She said, he reached back out to me. I said, and what happened? She said, I wasn't pissed, and he was pleasantly surprised. I said, so what you going to do about that now? How are you going to utilize this? She said, I don't know. She said, he came back into my life now, in which it seemed like he was the one that had all of the power because I was head over heels for him. She said, but I did what you said, and I removed the emotion as far as how I initially felt about him deciding to move on with his life and not deal with me anymore. And I removed the emotion from it, so I didn't have any bitterness towards him at all. Because he didn't really do anything wrong. I was just hurt over the fact that I liked him, but it didn't necessarily translate into what I wanted from him long term. I said, and so now that he's back in your life, or he reached back out to you, what did you do? She said, I waited for a minute. I thought about it. She said, and then I start to ask myself a question. What is it that I want from this or from him? And how is it that it can benefit me? I said, there you go, baby girl. She said, because now he's reaching out to me and he's petitioning me in order to have conversations. So now I hold all the power. What y'all have to understand is that everything in life is a business move. 10% of what happens to you, 90% of how you react to it. You are always supposed to be the one that controls the narrative, even if they think that they're the ones that have the power. I look at everything from a business perspective. And so now the first thing she said is, well, he is a person that I was looking to do business with initially before we even started to get into that type of situation. And so now as a result, I'm looking to mine out that situation. And then if it turns into something else in which I can enjoy him here or there because I do got something else that I got going on over here, then I'll utilize that. That thing that initially was scornful and issues and problems then became an asset to her to be used according to whatever purpose she can use it for, because she removed the emotion out of it and she didn't make an emotional decision to prevent herself from being able to do business with somebody that was high powered, because the person that she's dealing with is high powered. The thing that I'm trying to tell y'all and the thing that I'm trying to teach y'all is you have to remove the emotion. The problem with black people and the problem with people in general is that everybody think of everything with regard to relations first. Everything you think of is, well, why do they want to have sex with me? Or what are their intentions? What fucking difference does it matter what their intentions are? You know the thing that me and Rita are closely aligned on? Me and Rita are closely aligned on the idea that it takes two to tango. If a guy, and they regularly do, is interested in Rita, I utilize that for my benefit and my advantage long term. I'm not worried about Rita. You know how they usually say, check your chick, don't check the player? I ain't controlling and I ain't worried about what his goals are. As long as she's safe, as long as she never puts herself in a position to be taken advantage of or to be by herself or anything like that, I don't care. Do you know why women are the ones that primarily work for me? Do you know why women are 95% of my entire staff? Is because men do what the fuck women say because they always trying to impress them. And women are incredibly smart. And so the very first time that women start to understand that I'm not interested in a pussy, but I'm interested in utilizing their talents, they work incredibly hard for you. And then I use that as leverage in order to wind up doing better business with the men that I have interactions with. Do you know why they put women at the front of the restaurant in order to greet you? Do you know why women, if you walk down, go to Miami, right? And walk down on Miami Beach and walk past any restaurant. The first person that's in front of the restaurant is a woman. More often than not, it is a beautiful woman. She may not even really speak English, but she speaks Spanish. It's a reason for that. What I'm trying to teach you is to look at everything strategically and from a business perspective and remove your emotions, because you fucking up the money. You fucking up the opportunity. You fucking up your long-term prospects. And the problem with people is that they can't see in the future, or they can't see in hindsight the different options in which they fucked up. So they think, well, my life is good anyway, but your life could have been much better if you looked at it from a business perspective, because you don't know what you don't know. And so my point is that when you remove the emotion and you start moving strategically, you're always going to make a better decision. Stop blocking people, because the real thing that you're doing is you blocking your blessings. Just because somebody else was interested in you doesn't mean you have to necessarily partake. Utilize that as a resource. Build the relationship. Have them do however it is that they want to do, and stop removing yourself just for the sake of how somebody else feels. You control the narrative. Once you master yourself, once you master character, once you master you being able to operate in your purpose without being distracted, which is one of the reasons why I tell y'all to pray for character. Don't pray for money. The money is going to come. You then control the narrative. I don't have to worry about being tempted by something I'm not interested in. Then I control the narrative of who it is that I'm interacting with, and then you take care of business. That's how you move. The minute that you start to remove yourself from the idea that you can't control yourself, and you realize that just because somebody else feels a certain type of way doesn't mean that you have to execute in that same type of way, then you start to get richer, because you're not operating off of emotion. They are. I'm not worried about what other people are doing. The only thing I'm worried about is how it is that I'm moving and how I'm controlling the narrative. Stop blocking people. We are not in high school. We need to move strategically. We need to be a little bit smarter about how it is that we're building connections. And if you're so worried about what other people are doing, then do the work to vet people more effectively as far as who it is that's in your circle in the first place. But once they get there, you need to start being a little bit more mindful of how it is that you're making things move from a business perspective. All right. So in addition to that, before we get right into, so we're going to get into Donovan Sharp right after this. This whole Tyree Nichols thing, because a lot of people has been sending me different videos and different footage and stuff like that, right? Let me say this before we get into this Donovan Sharp Abba and Preach, because I'm just going to play the whole video and I'm going to react to it, right? This whole Tyree Nichols thing, right? I have a genuine question, and I'm going to check into the chat. I have a genuine question, and I'm going to check into the chat. My genuine question, and I'm going to read y'all super chats right after this. I appreciate the super chats, y'all, and y'all supporting the platform. My first genuine question that I have is this. What does protesting do? I'm going to ask one more time. Somebody fill me in. What does protest, Rita, what does protesting do? What do you think? What do you think it is supposed to do? In 2023, I understood the idea behind protesting in the civil rights movement, and when we didn't have social media and things like that. What does protesting do? Well, I know what it could lead to. It could lead to rioting and people getting injured and stuff like that. Thank God that the overwhelming majority of the protests that came along with this whole Tyree Nichols thing has been peaceful. But I seen it wasn't NBA YoungBoy. It was somebody that was walking out and they was on a skateboard, and then I seen people, no justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. And they was walking out there with their signs like they ain't had nothing better to do. What exactly did that do? What is it supposed to do outside of get a news crew? I'm just curious. Everything that I do, it has to be intentional. It has to be reverse engineered, meaning that it's a purpose behind why it is that I'm doing what I'm doing, because I'm trying to accomplish something specifically. If it's to bring awareness, social media is more impactful than that. If you actually want to implement change, that requires personal responsibility. Now, Anton, how can you implement change and personal responsibility over a situation that you are not a part of? Well, I'll tell you how. I'll give you a solution, okay? The first thing that you have to do is we have to learn how to get our own households together. Meaning, this has to be a learning situation. Now, Tyree Nichols did nothing, and I mean absolutely positively nothing to warrant the killing that these 5 police officers executed in Memphis. Absolutely nothing, right? But the thing that I try to teach people, and I'm going to give you some tips as to how it is that you can be more effective than protesting. The thing that I try to teach people is come home. There is no retroactive ability for you to even be able to come back from something if you're dead. Come home. I teach people how it is that you're supposed to interact with the police now. That doesn't mean that he would have survived, because those dudes looks like they was monsters and it was something personal happening in the first place. But I'm talking about in a general sense, to be able to be proactive in how it is that you're moving. A. B. The second thing is we need to learn how to take control of our own communities by becoming familiar with who's in power. We don't vote. We don't show up at our local elections. We don't know who our police chief is. You don't know who your city council members are. You didn't even determine who it is at your mayor. You don't know who the judge is until you sitting before him and he's sentencing you to life in prison. You don't know who your township supervisor is. You don't have any connection to the people that are making the decisions to determine how it is that you're supposed to live your life on a regular basis. You don't even know what the millages are going to be and what they're supporting in your own communities. B. C. We need to get our own households in order, meaning get your kids together, your household straight. Start to police yourselves and get the beam out of your own eye before you start advocating for things from other people that don't even look like you and is not participating in your community. D, we need to start snitching. We need to start snitching. If somebody is doing something in your neighborhood or in your household, not even in your household, let's just remove that, because I'm assuming that you already had B and C taken care of in your household and is in order. If somebody is out there stealing cars and running up in people's places and selling crack on your corner, you need to get active and snitch and get them out of your neighborhood, because we don't want anything that's not best for us in our environments. No more parking on the lawns. No more having raggedy cars all over everywhere, tearing down the property values. No more waiting for somebody to come in and gentrify your neighborhood just so somebody else can say, oh man, they kicking all of the poor people out. No, we're going to work. We're going to take care of things. We're going to pick up the trash. We're going to be participants in our kids' school. We're going to know who our teachers are. We're going to participate with the principals. We're going to have conversations with the city council mayors and whoever it is, your elected officials that's participating on a national level, including your legislative branches and your Congress members. You're going to start participating in policing ourselves, and that is the first step to start controlling what goes on in your community, because then we can start to root out the bad apples. Then we can start to be more cognizant and more aware of what's going on in our communities and who's running around. You know who the bad cops are. Every single gangster and every thug knows what precinct, what cops work out of, and how it is that they moving within their communities. You know, we know who these people are. We don't know about what's going on in Memphis because we don't live in Memphis. But I guarantee you, all of this could have been prevented if we were more proactive in how it is that we're handling business. We know who the road cops are. The road cops, listen, the good cops know who the bad cops are. When I say snitching, I mean they need to start getting these dudes up out of there, because I guarantee you, one of them dudes, somebody is going to suffer at the hands of somebody else just being a hanger-on and a Me Tooer, because one of them dudes, it had to be at least one that didn't want to participate and didn't like what was going on with that whole Tyree Nichols situation. But because nobody stood up and nobody said anything, and we're not responsible for each other, and we not our brother's keeper, now we got to deal with the fallout of protests that don't even do anything whatsoever. We've been protesting since the beginning of time, and it ain't nothing that's actually really changed. Nothing in our communities has changed, but people have been protesting since the end of time. Why is that? Protests don't work. Action do. Putting your money up, picking the trash up. It's some young girl right now that's getting kidnapped because human trafficking is bigger than drug trafficking in the United States of America. And it's only happening because people feel comfortable enough to do it in your neighborhood. They don't feel comfortable enough doing it in my neighborhood. They feel comfortable enough to do it in your neighborhood. Uber drivers, cab drivers don't even want to come and pick nobody up in your street. You can't even get a pizza delivered to your neighborhood because it ain't safe enough, and it ain't the police's only responsibility to be able to do so. We have to root out the bad apples, including both in the police force and these gangsters that's taking over our neighborhoods. We need to start participating in our own success by understanding what's going on in our communities, our schools, our legislative branches, where the money is going. I did a whole live stream. And it's in the Patreon. And I did it with Charleston White. And he literally broke down himself as a community activist of how it is that he was able to extract money and get it for whatever it is that they needed within their communities. You know how? Do you know who the police officers? Everything that comes down in the community goes through the police force. The police officers and your relationship with them and whoever it is as a chief of police in the city are the determining factors for where it is that the community dollars are spent, right? So if you're not partnering with the people that's going on and policing your community, why do you think that the church leaders are the first ones that the politicians go into in order to determine whether or not the elections is going to happen over in that community? It's because the politicians understand that the community leaders, which is the church members and the pastors and all of that you are not holding accountable. The pastors are the determining factors for how it is that the money gets spent. Why do you think that all of the help and the homelessness and everything is all based off of going through the church? It's because those are the community leaders that get the majority of the dollars that's donated from whatever it is that's allocated at the top. And because you don't know where the money is going because you have no relationship with these people, you know nothing about what's going on in your community, then you start to say defund the police. The reality is that the police are the ones that determine where the funds is getting spent because you don't have a relationship. And instead of us coming together to figure out how we can root out the bad apples and have more conversations, instead of protesting, you operating out of ignorance instead of operating out of abundance. You need to get more informed. The way you get more informed is you get more involved. When you get more involved, you get more information. When you get more information, you make better decisions. And then you start to root out all of the trash and the bad apples that then allow for you to have a better result in your own community and neighborhoods. It's not that the white communities or the Jewish communities or any other community is smarter or better than you. It's that they are active and that they don't allow for certain things to happen. And so the criminal element has to go elsewhere. The criminal element exists both in the police force and the gang members. But the problem is that the gang members and the criminal forces feel comfortable enough to be in your neighborhood because you don't do anything about it. And so there has to be a collective effort. Beg, borrow, plead, call the police 100,000 different times. Start to get active in your community. Whatever it is that you have to do, you have to live there. You have to live there. And so if you're not participating in your own success, then why should I? Protest all you want, but you still got to go home at night. I don't understand the idea behind protesting. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. I have no idea why y'all decide to participate in the national elections, but y'all don't participate in the local elections that actually affect you most. It's wild to me. It's wild to me. Absolutely crazy. You don't even really know how your schools is funded, but you send your kids there. You have no idea how it is that they decide to fund your school and how much money they get per pupil. And you won't even show up on count day. And then you'll complain about the books that they don't even have. You have no clue whatsoever because you decided that you didn't want to have a conversation with the administrators. You didn't even know you holding the mayor accountable for what's going on in the schools. And the mayor has no control over what goes in the schools. It's a completely different way in which they operate. And it's like a whole nother legislative branch. But because you're unfamiliar, you operate out of ignorance. And because you operate out of ignorance, you get no results. We have to start making better decisions and being more active in our communities. If we want change, before you start to go in, you don't even have to go and tap into nobody else. You can control every single thing that goes on in your own environment and then build up and become way more successful as a result of it. If you start taking control. Not only that, it'll become more attractive to outside investors and then they want to participate in your community. I guarantee you people want to open up a grocery store, want to open up more businesses over there, but they can't see it because the only thing they know is the idea that it's going to get robbed the minute that they open up the doors and ain't nobody going to be able to keep their cars in the parking lot. More investment comes into places that's conducive for business. Make it available and then you will have more than just liquor stores and cash advances there. Anyways, Let me see what's going on. We're gonna get into this whole Donovan Sharp conversation. Let me check into the super chats because I want to acknowledge all of the people that absolutely support me on this platform. I love you guys. Y'all be coming with the bag. Y'all be super chatting like crazy. So let me first acknowledge Pretty Boy. Pretty Boy says, I just hopped on to donate, but that lady Charleston White, that late Charleston White interview on Patreon is hilarious and has some jewels in it. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Thank you for the 20 ball, Pretty Boy. Also, Mel Duke says, caught up with the videos of the other night that's in the Patreon, I guess. Remember when I first got on the live with you and I said, everyone black isn't your friend and everyone white isn't your enemy. You judge people based off of the content of their character. Facts. You are absolutely right, and thank you for the 20 ball. Also, Persevere Data TV says, protesting is a reflex people learn from forefathers. Most people think noise is effective than strategy and accountability. We got to be more strategic. You are absolutely right, Persevere Data TV. We got to be more strategic. We got to be more focused. We got to be more mindful of where it is that we allocate our resources and our dollars, and we absolutely need to start participating more within our communities. Otherwise, there's no point in you asking anybody for anything. So, thank you, Persevere Data TV, for the 50 ball and everybody that contributed in super chats. I'll be reading them throughout the show. Again, make sure y'all tap into the Alpha Juice Company. That link is in the description for all of the discount codes. Make sure you use a discount code if you tap into the Alpha Juice Company. Also, I just did a webinar last night that is rewatchable for all of you that missed it. It was a 2-hour webinar on content creation, all of the money involved in it. I showed the receipts. I gave you the game, the insight, and information. Make sure you watch that if you are in a Patreon. If you're not a Patreon member, make sure you tap in. The link is in the description. Hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. All right, so now, Donovan Sharp. This is what y'all all came to see. Don Dada. Shout out to the Donovan Sharp. Donovan Sharp, from my perspective, and I am going to play the video and I'm going to react to it in real time because I have not seen the full video. I just seen a little bit of it based off of you guys sending it to me yesterday. And then I told my Patreon members, I said I'm going to react to it today. And so let me give you my thoughts. Let me preface this live stream by giving you my thoughts on Donovan Sharp and Abba and Preach. Now, for those of you that are not familiar, there has been a back and forth between Abba and Preach and the, let's just say, manosphere slash red pill community for an extended period of time. All right. I'm not sure who people designate as a part of the black manosphere or the manosphere in general, but I know that it exists and there's some key players within the manosphere, right? I have never allocated or designated myself as a part of the manosphere. I guess it's just by association by some of the people that I know and rock with. You just automatically get imported into certain things, but I don't. I'm just myself, right? I'm just Anton. I'm a married guy. I get to the bag. I'm successful. And I do believe in guys being aware of what it is that they get themselves into and women being very much aware of how it is that they can become successful when it comes to relationships. All that aside, Donovan Sharp, right? Now, Donovan Sharp, I have never had a conversation with. I have never kicked it with personally. I do not know him. I have never had a personal opinion about him outside of reacting to one video that he had about his interaction with Kevin Samuels and how they fell out. But even in that, I tried to be as objective as possible in making an assessment so that I wouldn't personally judge him, because I guess if I really wanted to get in touch with him, I could, right? There are avenues and different people that I can tap into. But I have no opinion about Donovan Sharp one way or another, right? I think that as a content creator, he does what he does, and I know that he's aligned with Fresh and Fit as a result of him saying so in the Kevin Samuels video in which he explained how him and Kevin Samuels fell out. And I also know that he's affiliated with Just Pearly Things because I've recently seen him and Just Pearly Things running around on a show together and shooting content. Cool. I do not care whatsoever. As a result of me doing a little bit of research so that I can be able to give more insight and information into this conversation, shout out to 21 Studios. I have to give a little bit of credit to 21 Studios also, because this information apparently from Abba and Preach came, and I'm going to highlight exactly what that means, came straight from 21 Studios, right? The first person that I ever seen mention anything about Donovan Sharp was O'Shea Duke Jackson. And then I seen a video from 21 Studios in which I never got to actually reviewing it myself, but I seen a video from 21 Studios, and 21 Studios is a very big YouTuber that I am familiar with. But 21 Studios did an expose on Donovan Sharp, highlighting specifically about how he was teaching people to do certain things that he wasn't necessarily abiding by himself. Shout out to 21 Studios. 21 Studios with the fireball says Donovan Sharp is the is the Sharp father of the manosphere. Oh my God. Do y'all know what Sharp is? Do y'all know what Sharp means? To shart, to shit and fart at the same time? Jesus Christ. And I do not know what the history is. Like, I don't know. I know, like, it's a Rollo Tomasi and all of those type of dudes. But again, I was living in my own world, being married for the last almost 19 years, having a good time, enjoying myself. And although we both have Kevin Samuels in common in that we both knew Kevin Samuels personally, I have never personally connected with or had a conversation with Donovan Sharp. So what I'm about to observe is a result. And shout out to 21 Studios for the original work and all of the legwork that he did that apparently Abba and Preach is using in order to substantiate their argument. And here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. Before we even get into this, because I'm about to start playing this video right now. You have to pick and choose your battles carefully on these YouTube streets. Let me say this one more time. A, you got to clean up your own closet first. B, you have to be aware of what's in your closet before you decide to open it up and then jump out the window. Okay. C, you have to pick your your battles carefully, because everybody is not gonna go. It's not gonna go the way that you think it is. Everybody think that they can punch until they get hit. All right. And then last but not least, we have to remove our personal feelings about what we think about the manosphere or red pill or anybody in order to look at this stuff objectively and really make an assessment and give a fair and honest evaluation of what it is that we seeing happening with between Abba and Preach and Donovan Sharp. Now, one thing that I do know, and then I'm gonna jump straight into the video, is that I have personally heard somebody send me a video of Donovan Sharp calling out Preach's wife. I think Preach is the one that said that he's married. Abba is the lighter one. Preach is the darker one. I have heard Donovan Sharp come after and say stuff, and I don't know if he was doing it on behalf of Fresh and Fit. I don't know where the connection is. I'm not sure what the objective is. I'm not even sure how that helps him at all. I have heard Donovan Sharp come after Preach's wife, or whoever they think Preach's wife is. Because I don't even know how to. Does Preach even post his wife? Does Preach even post his wife? I'm curious. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. I'm going to break down exactly what Abba and Preach said. Also got to give credit to 21 Studios for actually providing all of this content and this phenomenal stuff that we can evaluate and look at objectively. And again, I don't know Donovan Sharp. I don't have anything for him or against him. We've never done business together. We've never had a conversation. I'm going to look at this objectively. Okay, Preach is the one with the dreads. I'm going to look at this objectively, and then I'm going to make my assessment based off of a business perspective. And the biggest thing that I want to assess from this, or I want to take from this, is does this affect Donovan Sharp and what it is that he's doing from a business perspective, and can he come back from this? So without further ado, let's get into the video. I will be reacting to super chats throughout the video, so thank you for supporting the platform. Hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, and let's go into the video. All right.
Any man who marries a woman past the age of 23 years old, you're getting leftovers. But yeah, David, listen, man, I'm not trying to be mean-spirited, but you married a single mom. Like,
post-wall women, they get married all the time, but the men they get married to are very low value. They're beta males. They're pushovers. They're not real men. They're not the men that arouse these women.
So credits where credit's due. This man makes fun of other people's spouses and different things like that. Claims he would never date a single mom. Well, somebody pulled up his quote-unquote girlfriend's bankruptcy records, because those are public records that anyone has access to, and they found some interesting information. Let's see, listen.
All right. I can see where this is going already. First and foremost, Listen, a lot of us have different things in our past that some people just don't want exposed. You have to be very, very careful about throwing rocks while you living in a glass house. You cannot hold somebody accountable without first cleaning out your closet. Donovan Sharp probably should have did the Eminem on 8 Mile and just said all of the different things that he wanted to say about himself before he started talking about what was happening with Abba and Preach, all right? Or anybody else. So Centennial G says, Donovan Sharp, the McDonald's value meal, Montel. Oh, Jesus Christ. Y'all are crazy. Let's go ahead. Let's continue, y'all. Centennial G, thank you for the super chat.
And I'll give credit to the people involved. I'll link the videos in below. So there you go.
Devin is one of just a few women I've dated, older women I've dated, who didn't have any kids when I met them. But again, they're the exceptions. Devin is my girlfriend. She is not my wife. We have.
Okay, is that Devin? Is that Devin? Now, let me also preface this by saying that I have no smoke for Devin because obviously Devin has nothing to do with this outside of being Donovan Sharp's wife, person that he's using as to emphasize a lot of the different talking points that he's emphasizing or whatever. But apparently that's Devin. Is that Devin that's sitting next to him? All right.
Never been married. She is not a single mother, and we have.
Let me say this before I get started, all right? How do y'all be coming for people's wives? Just in a general sense. How do y'all be coming at people's wives? And listen, when you come for somebody else's wife or spouse or girl, yo chick, when you come at them negatively, yo girl gonna have to be 10 on 10 on 10. Now, I'm not saying anything negative about anybody's chick because I don't want anybody coming for my wife. That is the love of my life. That is the mother of my child. I've been married to her since I was 22 years old, and I will die next to her. I will die for her and next to her. But how do people just be coming for other? How you gonna come up after somebody else's wife? Do y'all see what I see? Dog, y'all are not in Miami just picking up the best of all time. I'm just saying. Y'all are not in Miami just picking up the best of the best and the greatest of all time. What is he doing, bro? Now, again, I will never say anything negative about anybody else's wife, but you just can't be throwing stones in a glass house.
Not adopted anybody. I got a 13-year-old niece that stays here at least twice a week because Olivia, she's 14 years old now, and she's a beautiful girl. She could.
And so as we now look at her application on the screen and go to the section describing her household, it states, do you have dependents? Yes. Does dependent live with you?
Oh, Jesus.
Yes. Dependent's age?
Oh, God.
10 years old.
Oh, God.
Dependent's relationship to debtor 1. Daughter.
So she had a daughter? Or the girl that okay, wait a minute. So you telling me that because I seen what he said about Preach's wife, right? And come after him. And I also am aware of what is preached, not only amongst the manosphere, but I'm also aware of what's generally preached from Donovan Sharp. And he says, don't talk to single mothers. I also advocate for most guys, and I give credit. I absolutely give credit to stepfathers, but I cannot in good conscience tell men that are single, that are asking me for advice to go and raise another man's kid. That is my own personal preference or whatever. But you cannot give advice that you are not abiding by. Where they do that at? Yo. You cannot advocate. Listen, I would be the biggest hypocrite on earth if I said, listen, guys, don't go and get a single mother. I went out and divorced my wife, and then I went and started talking to a single mother. Now, there's nothing wrong with single mothers. Like, if that's what your thing is, listen, everybody got to pick whatever is best for them, and you got to roll with whatever is best for you. But Jesus fucking Christ, you can't put yourself out there and write books and sell courses and be a dating coach and tell people to not go talk to a single mother and not know that there's bankruptcy documents that shows, okay, so if it's bankruptcy documents, somebody is lying. Either somebody lying and they frauded the court that they filed bankruptcy for, or somebody is lying to the general audience. Now, again, I have no bone in this fight or whatever, so on and so forth. But yo, what the hell are we seeing right now?
To make something clear here, I don't care what kind of woman you choose to be your girl.
They so
be
nonchalant.
with who you want to be. You want to date a single mom, I don't care. What I don't like, and what I think is very laughable, is you run a course, you have
read the
video
super
clips
chats throughout
making
the show,
fun of
y'all.
other men for dating single moms and criticizing those women.
Now keep in mind that this also contradicts everything Donovan Sharp has taught his audience about the types of women to avoid, going all the way back to his days when he wrote for Return of Kings, to his free ebook.
Yo, 21 Studios, you want to come up, bro? If 21 Studios want to come up, let me go ahead. I'm going to bring them up. Hold on, let me drop the link. This is only for 21 Studios. I'm about to drop the link in the chat, bro. You gotta give me the skinny on this one, big dog. You gotta give me the skinny on this one, big dog. Cause this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy, bro. You gotta give me the skinny on this one, bro. You gotta give me the skinny on this one, bro. You said what? All right. Let me know when you're ready. Hey, chat, let me know when 21 Studios come back up so I can pull them in. And I can make sure, because I got to find out what's really happening out here in these streets. I got to know. Remember when everybody was mad at me? Remember when everybody was mad at me, Rita, because I was living my life like an open book and saying exactly what my life was like? Now you see the importance of being transparent. Now you see the importance of being transparent. All right, let me continue to hear this. This is crazy.
Called 16 Ways to Immediately Disqualify Her for a Relationship, where he states that single
Internet
mothers
is
should
forever,
be
ain't it?
avoided as they make for the worst girlfriends, wives, and mothers.
I was a single mom. And yes, listen, I know single moms are bad and this and that and the other, but we all got to start somewhere. Don't commit to them. You've been married before.
I have.
Okay, you've been married before.
I got married young, and I was married for a very long time. You know, for the 20-something years before we met, you know, as an adult. You know, for the 20-something years before we met, you know, as an adult.
Let me see this. 18 age, 21 years before, 20 plus years before Donovan, 38 to 41 years old, 45 years with Donovan. So then that's another lie then. Because if you only 38 to 41 years old and you've been with somebody else for 20 plus years, so you've been in a relationship / married for 20 plus years and you've been with Donovan Sharp for 45 years? Well, how old is she really? Yo, some people be doing their research, yo. Woo-wee. You got to make sure that your ducks in it. Got to be quicker than that. You got to be quicker than that. This is crazy.
You know, for the 20-something years before we met, you know, as an adult.
But I thought they said that she was never married though. Am I hearing things, or did they initially say that they was never married though? Maybe I'm hearing stuff. So she's 44. Core records found, 44 years old. I thought that the most manosphere guys says get a woman that's in her 20s. Get them young. Did most manosphere guys say get a young girl? I don't like young girls. I like girls that's my age. That's just me personally.
I met you when you were 32. You are an older woman. Devin, my girlfriend, is an older woman. Okay? Yes, my girlfriend is.
So how has she been in a relationship for 20 plus years with somebody else when he met her when she's 32 and she's 44/46? The math ain't math, and you got to be quicker than that. You got to be quicker than that.
An older woman. She turned 36 back in February. I misled my audience about Devin's age, but I did that for privacy purposes. Just listen.
Oh, no. You can't openly say that you misled your audience for privacy purposes. then you never should have pulled her up in the first place. Why want to keep something private? And this is another clue, right? This is another thing, y'all. If you want to keep something private, then absolutely remove it from what it is that you got going on the internet. I choose to live my life like an open book. I'm also aware of what comes along with that. And so I take that into consideration with everything that I do. I'm very strategic about allowing for Rita to be able to come on different stuffs or including her in certain videos. But again, I'm aware of the idea that I have to be transparent in order to be a public figure before I can ever give anybody else any advice. I have to be living it myself. I can't tell you how to be successfully married if I have not been successfully married for an extended period of time, almost 2 decades since I was 22 years old. I'm not going to mislead my audience for privacy purposes. I'll just keep it private. Nobody is going to kill you if you never would have exposed her in the first place. But you were I'm assuming that he was using her in order to get more credibility with his audience to show, listen, I got this girl, whatever, and so on and so forth. So I don't know, man. I have no clue. I don't know what's going on.
Dev is 45.
That's so bad.
Meanwhile, every day you get online and you lie about the fact that that woman has a daughter. That the woman that you call your girl, your wife, has a daughter. And not only are you lying about it, you lying about the fact that your girl's old, which is fine. But you lying about it while telling other people to not wife up used goods. That's what you say.
Devin is my girlfriend. She is not my wife. We have never been married. She is not a single mother, and we have not adopted anybody.
So you saying that during bankruptcy, she lied about the fact that this was her daughter? She lied to the government? Is that what you want us to believe?
Maybe.
You know the problem with lying? And this is why I say just be transparent from the very beginning. The problem with lying is that the lie never goes away. It lives on forever. And you have to compound the lie because you got to create more lies to cover up the lie the more that you lie. And even when you come back from the lie and you say, well, I apologize, I lied, it's still probably a whole lot of other lies that you lied about that you got to come back and make right from the lie. So it's better to just be real so that you don't have to come back from the lie and nobody can hold that against you, especially if you're going to be a public figure. That's why I show my bank accounts. That's why I show my real estate. That's why I show my marriage. That's why I show that I actually have 1 kid. That's why I live my life like an open book, because we have to start being accountable to the people that we're giving advice from. I can't tell you to do something if I'm not already doing it. How can I sell you on something that I have not proven myself? It's a reason why they don't allow for young people to become presidents, and you have to be past a certain age because there's a certain level of life experience that you have to have in order to be able to have these conversations. World leaders won't respect you. You can't negotiate. You don't understand what it means to be in war. And we start to disqualify people based off of their lived experiences because some people shouldn't be a part of the conversation, is the whole idea behind being transparent with who it is that you are. I would rather just listen. If you're going to go at me based off of my truth and not based off of what it is that I've created that I have to defend that's not even a part of what it is that I am. And there's a lane for it. There's literally a lane for people that are advocating for marriage or being in a relationship. We're just talking about your life experience. You can literally just document the journey and just be that. What are we doing? All right, so let me read it. LA Woke says, facts, dog, is just weird. I don't know when the hell it got cool to come at people's family. I don't either. I really don't. Also, Electrician 480 says, I will always support my brothers from my city. What up, though, my Detroit brethren? Shout out to Electrician 480. I appreciate you, fam, for supporting the platform. Make sure I hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let me know when 21 Studios come back. I'll bring them up, and we're going to have this conversation. Let's continue.
Maybe
That she's committing fraud?
Maybe that's what it is. It's better than to accept that he's dating a single mother.
Okay, yes, I do. What do you take into conjunction the fact that the niece, who's exactly the exact same age, visits twice a week? The circumstantial evidence don't look good for you, does it?
Absolutely.
You know the interesting thing about it, though? I don't even think that Donovan Sharp was on Abba and Preach's radar. I see some people in the chat saying they don't... how is Abba and Preach my enemies? Why are they my enemies? I don't even know. I don't care about Abba and Preach. Abba and Preach has no relevance to me whatsoever. I've never been a person that's jumped on the Abba and Preach bandwagon. I don't care about Abba and Preach. I don't care about Donovan Sharp. I don't care about Fresh and Fit. I'm my own person in my own lane. You can't make an enemy of me, of somebody that I'm not even interested in being friends with. I don't care about Abba and Preach or Donovan Sharp. I'm just observing what it is that y'all got to start removing your emotions in order to make an informed decision. I'm being objective. I'm not making an assessment based off of how I feel about either or. I'm just evaluating what it is that's being presented. If you say two different things in two different streams, then it's hypocritical. That's a fact. I don't care what Abba and Preach does. Has no bearing at all. I'm observing this from the perspective of a person that's looking at how two content creators are literally going back and forth with each other. If it's interesting, then I'll watch it. If it's not, then I don't. But I don't have any personal association with certain people. My objective in this whole stream is to evaluate what's being communicated and how it is that I can learn from it as a content creator. And so I'm reacting to this based on that. I don't have any alliances with either one of them, which makes it even more interesting for me to be able to react to. But here's the thing. I don't even think that Donovan Sharp was ever on Abba and Preach's radar until he started inserting himself into the whole Fresh and Fit debacle. Let's continue.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are older women out here, older single moms who are out here out competing younger childless women. So how would it, listen, I'm not saying this would be easy, but it is possible. So what would be your advice to your friend?
Well, okay. So does she have full custody of this child, or does she have shared parental?
Let's say
50-50?
she has a 50-50. Let's
Then
say
if
1
she's
week on, 1 week
50-50,
off.
then she's not a single mom.
Oh,
She's co-parenting.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense because you're not a single parent
Right.
at that point.
No,
Okay.
you're definitely not. You're no more
Okay.
single than a single parent than if you were still married.
Do you see how he makes it work? You see how he makes it work? They've made up their own definition of single mom. If we share custody,
Got it here.
did you see what she did?
You did good.
I didn't do good.
No, I know.
There's
but
other
it's
people who did this
I know.
research.
That's not you. That's not you.
Hey, listen, boo boo. I'm gonna just tell you this right now. It's not because your kid goes to his dad's place 2-3 times a week that you're not a single mom. This is not an insult. It just is what it is. You are a mother and you are single.
I don't disagree with it. So y'all want me to act like I disagree with the assessment of what a single mom is just because y'all on one team or the other? Man, let me tell you something. I pray to God that people are as loyal to me as they are in overlooking the facts of whatever it is being communicated. I pray to God that I have the level of loyalty that these other people have when it comes to what's being communicated. The only thing I care about is finding entertaining things to break down so that I can see whether or not we can learn from it as an audience. I don't care either way, but this is hilarious. This is absolutely hilarious.
That's what the definition is. You've only changed it. Okay?
Oh, you guys.
To perpetuate the fraud.
No, you guys are good. You guys are good. You guys are good.
And if I'm wrong, I want all the Red Pill fans to come in the comments saying, am I wrong about what I'm saying? If a woman says, I ain't a single mother, she's with her dad 3 days a week, what you gonna say? What you gonna say?
Donovan Sharp made a video recently talking about my alleged wife.
So I am familiar with the fact that Donovan Sharp had made a video coming at Preach's wife. Is that Preach's wife? Is that Preach's wife right there? Okay. Well, let's continue.
This is so dumb. Like, they really tried.
He really tried. And I'm going to explain to you because I haven't spoken about it, and I'm explaining to you what happened. What happened was this. When the whole debacle with Fresh and Fit happened, they were trying to get some juice to get at us. And what happened on my other Instagram page that got canceled, that got deleted, right? They went to throughout all my pictures, and they went to see if they could find a picture of my wife. If you don't know anything about me, I don't post about what I got. I'm talking about where I live, vehicles, whatever. I don't post that. I don't put pictures. I don't put pictures of my people around me. Why? Because people on the internet are fucking weirdos, okay? They found a picture of someone, and I'm going cheeks to cheeks with that person, right? We're cheeks to cheeks, and we're blowing a kiss. And they took that picture, and they said, that's his wife. Got him. It's not my wife.
No, she's a comedian.
She's a comedian,
and we've run a bunch of live shows, and she's participated in a bunch.
Because she is.
I have pictures with her. He has pictures with her. Like she's on.
That's bad. That is very, very bad. And this is why you don't execute based off of what you think. You have to execute based off of what you know. So now the question then becomes, oh man, there's so many different ways to slice this. All right, so listen. A, you don't go after somebody else's spouse. That is the first rule of combat, because people are willing to die over their spouse. You don't go after somebody else's spouse. That is off limits. All right. Secondly, when you make a mistake, you got to apologize. If you did something wrong, there's nothing with coming back and saying, you know what, I'm wrong. I'm not perfect. I made a mistake. I got to come back and apologize. That's second. Third, I'm not going over after somebody else's wife over somebody else that I don't even have. That ain't even my business. That ain't even my business. That's somebody else's beef. The fourth thing is, and this is the biggest lesson of all, preach is playing chess, obviously. Because if the dude never even reacted or said anything or never said, hey, this is not my wife, and he just let them run with it, and he just literally let him continue to bury himself based off of conjecture, I wouldn't even want to, honestly, I wouldn't even want to have that conversation. I wouldn't even want to go back and forth with them. When you going against somebody that is literally that patient, you got to be careful. You got to start moving a little bit differently, and you have to be 100% sure of whatever it is that you're dealing with, because then it can turn out bad, because now he making fools out of everybody, and he's saying, listen, you went after me and you don't even know who my wife is. He let that simmer and let that sizzle and took all of the shots for this entire time. And then he came back and said, nah, look how foolish you are. He waited till he got all of the information that they needed in order to execute this video. And then they said, there you go. This is bad. This is absolutely bad. This is very, very bad. This is horrible. And again, I don't pick a side. I'm just observing objectively. I don't have a dog in this fight. It doesn't make me a difference one way or another, but I feel like it's absolutely entertaining.
A lot of our bills, unless you think Preach married a comedian, I don't know, but like,
that's my homie. That is my homie for
talented.
real, okay? She is not my wife. Very talented comedian, very talented actress in Quebec, right? Where we live at. But she didn't know that. They went on and they ran with it. And they called this person a whole bunch of things, right? A whole bunch of names. Even if that person was my wife. Let's say she was my wife. To go after people's wives, you have so little arguments that you have to go through people's wife. But you're so dumb.
I agree.
That you don't even realize. That's not even though. So you go out there and you slander someone that has no relationship to me. That's you.
Well, Cassie would have the world believe that she's always.
I agree. It's some things that's off limits, and it's always something that we call a rule of engagement, and there's just certain lines that you just don't cross. All right? And if you do cross it, because sometimes we all cross lines, you have to apologize from it, and you got to come back. Even if you still don't like the person, it's certain things that you could just say, you know what, I went a little too far on that. I could remove myself from it. You don't have to die with that ship. You don't have to go down with that ship. You can make adjustments accordingly. But as of right now, as of so much as, as of what I've been observing in this video, it just don't look good, man. It don't look good.
this doting, dutiful, oh, you know what? No,
So in this clip, now he's talking about another man and his wife, who also happened to be a single mother before he got married to her. And now he's talking about this woman named Cassie, who's that single mother. I want you to hear what he says about her.
Cassie West has been ran through. Cassie West was a single mom when she married David West. Cassie West chased bad boys. She's a Karen that was ran through like everybody else was a single mom. And this explains why this explains why David West is as weak as he is. But yeah, David, listen, man, I'm not trying to be mean-spirited, but you married a single mom. Like, that doesn't make you a bad dude. And Cassie, you being a single mom when you married David, that doesn't make you a bad person either. Just understand that it's out there. And so you guys on this holier than thou, oh, we did it the right way. Cassie, let's not pretend that you didn't take the typical route that most modern women take. And David, let's not pretend that you're some apex alpha male. Like, come on, like we both know.
Throwing stones from glass houses. You out here criticizing him, talking about he's not an alpha apex predator. What are you?
Stupid.
At least he admits whatever life he's living to. Who cares? You're the one who's lying about the fact that she's a niece. You're the one who's lying about your girl's age. That's you, who are not even man enough to actually come into the light with the woman that you're with.
No matter where I'm at, all right?
Oh, man. Let me get past the ads. Let me see if I can get past the ads. What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? Yikes. Persevere Data TV says she caught a stray too. That's messed up. Man, what do y'all think about that?
It's the age of 23 years old. You're getting leftovers. Devin, let me get you into this conversation because I met you when you were 32.
Pause. He said married. Again, he's playing on words.
He's married.
He's married to her?
He's married. They're just lying.
Is Donovan Sharp married to her? Somebody in the chat let me know if Donovan Sharp is actually married. Is Donovan Sharp actually married to her, or is that just his girlfriend? Because I don't know. I have no clue whatsoever, and I'm very, very curious as to what this is. I don't know if he was married, if he's married to her or not. And there's nothing wrong with being married to her if that's what you're doing. You just got to be. I don't know. I have no clue whatsoever
About the records.
It's sad that you entrapped and you have to lie to so many people. That's fucking sad, my guy. Being hostage to that image that you have to lie about, you spewing like hate and lies to people just to sell an image. You're a sad human being. I'm not even pissed off no more.
Let me be generous. Maybe it's not his wife. That's the girl that you've been in a committed long-term relationship for 5 to 6 years. It doesn't even change anything. The person you're choosing to make a long-term commitment to is exactly what you describe as a person not to get with to everyone else.
As ran through and as
and used goods, that's your girl.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. You can't let two guys that got 2 million subscribers tell you your girl is used goods, yo. You can't let dudes with 2 million subscribers tell you your girls. But I guess, at the same time, all is fair in love and war if you go after what you thought, not think, not know, what you thought was somebody else's wife. If the gloves is off, then I guess the gloves is off, right? You can't, if somebody call your girl used goods after you come out of it, I don't know. Is that fair or is it not fair? Do you stoop down or what? Oh. And again, I have no feelings one way or another. I don't care about Abba and Preach. I think that they're highly entertaining. I don't care about Donovan Sharp. I do not know him personally. I'm just observing based off of what it is that I'm seeing being exposed in this video. If all of this is true, because I don't know any YouTube video, most of them can say whatever it is that they're saying. But if people have done the research and pulled up bankruptcy records and to know that she's actually a single mother and all of this, and he said that she was 32 when she was really 46 and all of this type of stuff, that's a whole nother ball game. It changes the dynamics of things, because it's one thing to be entertaining on the internet and it's another thing to sell a product and to push a narrative.
Fuck
That's how you talk about your girl.
Girls think it's cute and attractive to brag about their sexual escapades, but I waste zero time in 304 shaming them. I'll refer to Dev. Dude, when we first started dating, she used to brag about the dudes that she had smashed.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Oh, no. No. That's a no-go right there. No. That's not a good look right there.
Straight up. She used to brag about them. Dude, she used to brag all the time. Now, at first, I just told
I would never say that online. Some stuff you got to go to the grave with. Some stuff you just take it all. You just bury it. Put the dirt over it and don't ever say nothing.
her, okay, stop. She didn't.
Hold up. Okay, let me just say something. I don't know what's wrong with your life, brother, and the women that you're with, but no woman comes to me to tell me about all the dudes they've been ran through by.
Make sure y'all get the likes up. Hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications. Make sure you share this live stream with your friends and your family. Make sure y'all tap into the Alpha Juice Company. All of the discount codes is in the description for you to be able to put in on your checkout. And then make sure you tap into the Patreon link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. This is not a good look right here.
You gotta be some fucking.
I said it get worse. It get worse than this. It can't get no worse than it. Cannot get any more worse than this, yo.
Pathetic ass loser that they don't respect.
You like
if
that
women
shit.
are coming to you like, man, I took the biggest. Like, if women are saying that shit to you, you're a fucking loser, and they don't look at you anything better than the scum off their feet.
Nobody does that.
Bruh, I ain't never.
Unless
Hey, hold up, guys in the comments, when you kick it with a girl and she likes you, have you ever heard her start talking about the previous she used to like to take?
No.
Don't you realize that a lot of these dudes who do this red pill manosphere stuff?
That's why I'm very thankful that I've been married for the last almost 20 years because I don't have to deal with this foolishness. I don't have to deal with the foolishness. I made the right decision. I got me a person that I'm going to die with. I'm good. I ain't got to worry about it. That's wild. That is wild that a woman would just, and you didn't even invite the conversation, but a woman would just, oh.
A lot of them are just cornballs who actually have zero game and zero ability to seduce women.
Don't worry.
Now, at first, I just told her, okay, stop. She didn't. And then I told her, look, stop it. She did it one more time.
Oh, and she don't respect you enough to shut the fuck up?
One more time. She tested me.
Hey, listen.
one more time.
No, can we just appreciate, again, this man established a boundary and said, don't do it. And the girl had so little respect for him. She's like, man, bro, you need to know about all the dicks I've taken. He's like, no, stop. No, you have to understand. I was with this fucking behemoth. Stop. That was it.
So
He wanted to tell you how to be a leader. Can't even lead his own house.
Oh my days.
Got 5'2" white women disrespecting him to his face.
One more time. She tested me. I shamed her
Thank you for the super
literally
chats.
to tears. You better believe it. I called her every
I'm reading them
name
throughout the show.
in the book.
Why would you want to have a relationship with someone that you do that to?
That's your girl.
I'm not talking to him because that's sad. I'm talking to y'all people out there, okay? If you have to resort
Hey, somebody dropped the link in the chat for 21 Studios. I gotta understand what the hell is happening right here. This is insane. This is absolutely positively insane. I ain't never heard of no junk like this before. Maybe I just be so far out of the loop on what the fuck is going on inside of the manosphere and all of this other type of stuff. This is crazy, man. Jesus Christ. Let me drop the link. Huh? Oh my God. Let me read some of these super chats. Shout out to Persevere Data TV. Says, what did Jay-Z say? You share that girl? Hopefully she ain't for everybody. She ain't for everybody, is she? Derek Eaton says, I've been preached torpedo the ish out of the dude and had plenty of receipts. I see. Most of the receipts just came from his own live streams, to be honest with you. Keon M with the 10 ball, I appreciate you, said you should see the video he had with Pearly and MTR. He has been very honest about his other past mistakes, so this doesn't surprise me and is nothing compared to what he's done in the past with and for a woman. I should see the video of what he had with Pearlie and MTR. He has been very honest about his other past mistakes. Yeah, but I haven't seen it. How old is the other video that he has with MTR and Pearlie? Is it a very recent video? Because if it's a recent video, it could be as a result of like damage control too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what he said. I don't know what. Maybe I'll break that down tomorrow. Maybe I need to understand what that video was saying. But I am not familiar with what it is that he said to MTR and Pearlie. And I'm not really sure why you would be that forthcoming with that type of information. This is crazy. This is absolutely insane.
To shaming someone, get the out the relationship. You do not want to be that person, and you don't want to be with someone that you disrespect like that. If the person disrespects you and you disrespect them, and then you think that's how you get out of there, that's not good.
You do that because you can't get better. Say it like it is.
This is you.
I don't have to keep nobody in line.
Say that again.
Say what?
Say that again.
Shame her. If you got value, you don't sit there having to yell and scream at a woman. You don't have to.
This is sad.
First off, you already garnered enough respect that she never goes that far. But secondly, if she's acting out of pocket, you'd be like, deuces.
Facts.
Out.
That's it.
I'm not rocking out.
You think I was?
I'm not rocking out with anybody that's disrespecting me from the very get-go. I'm not trying to fix you. I'm not trying to have a conversation with you. I'm not trying to put you in a position of power. I don't want you to be my broken queen. I don't want to be Bonnie and Clyde. I don't want to be none of that. I want you gone. Any woman that I got to sit here and argue with back and forth about what it is that you're doing that I don't like happening within my space, you got to go.
Sit there, unless a woman say some crazy stuff about my family, my mom, and then push the envelope. Oh, no, you gone. And she knows, which is why they never do that around me. Again, I'm also very respectful and kind. This is a mutual thing. It's not a one-way street. All right? I know how to act around ladies, but they also know how to act around me in that regards, because why? There's mutual respect there. You don't have that because she don't really see you as that much of a man. That's the only way you can.
They just being petty now. I can't I can't really comment on this at all because I don't know what she see him as, but I mean, the level of petty is necessary when you decide to jump inside of a war too. But I can't substantiate that. I'm not going to say that it is or it's not. That's an opinion. I'm just going based off of the receipts and the facts that I see.
Tell me that she's talking to you this crazy.
That's if this story is even true, but whatever.
I mean, why would you make up a story where your girl's telling you all kinds of...
Oh, just to prove it.
Hey, maybe you're right, because he's been lying about everything
He's been
else.
lying about a bunch of shit. And just to say that, his point right here is just to show people that I got to hold my girl. Yeah. I'm on top of that. So he could be lying, because in his head, it makes...
Somebody said in the chat, they said, Anton, I'm wrong on this one. What am I wrong about? All I'm doing is listening to what they say and making an assessment. What am I wrong about? What am I off about? If you say that your girl was 32 and then she's really 46 or 44 or whatever the age she is, that's a lie. If you tell a guy, don't wife up a single mother, and then you wife up a single mother, that's hypocritical. If you are going out and selling people courses on how it is that they need to move differently when it comes to the women that they vetting, but then you do all of the things that you're doing, that you selling to the people of the things that you vetting, that's crazy to me. I'm really trying to understand where it is that I'm missing something. What am I missing? What am I missing? What am I missing? Let me see. Shout out to Maury Clips. I'm going to read the super chats. Maury Clips says, Anton, you were a mod, ban me on my main. Is Maury banned? I unblocked everybody. So if somebody got blocked, then I'll go through after the show, Maury, and figure out if you on the block list or something like that. Because I don't block anybody. Literally, I block nobody at this point. And I unblocked pretty much everybody except for like the spam accounts. You know, the fake accounts where they be like, this is Anton, hit me on WhatsApp. I unblocked everybody except for them at the beginning of this year. So I don't know. Maybe you said something that a mod caught you on. I'll go through and unblock you, big dog. Don't worry about it. Hopefully everything goes well. Jeremy H says, with the 5 ball, says that D Sharp's brand. He's shown his girlfriend as a broken spokesperson he fixed through red pill methods. Meanwhile, Abba is out here talking about pegging. Did Abba talk about pegging? I need to understand that. Let me bring up the big dog. Let me see what's happening out here in these streets. What's up, my friend?
Howdy, how's it going, man? Anton,
I'm
right?
doing well. I'm a fan of your content, bro.
Thanks, man. I just find your channel, but happy to find it. One of my buddies sent it to me.
Oh, awesome. That's great. So what is going on with this whole Donovan Sharp thing? What is this? Because I'm not as familiar as I should be with everything that's going on, and why this even started. I am familiar with the whole fresh and fit thing, and I've been preaching how that played out. But where did Donovan Sharp come from in that whole situation?
So Donovan Sharp has been in the manosphere for a while, making videos, making content. So he's been around for a long time. I think since like 2014, 2015, something like that. He's gone through a bunch of YouTube channels, kind of going through the different spaces of the manosphere. O'Shea Duke Jackson, for example, I think he's one of the guys, the main guy who actually brought Donovan Sharp into the manosphere through the Black Manosphere. Yeah.
Yeah, I know who O'Shea is. I'm familiar with him.
Eventually, though, they had some sort of fight. This is before I really knew Donovan that well. Very early on when I met him, I think probably late 2017, early 2018. That's when he got kind of kicked out of the Black Manosphere, and then he came like the General Manosphere, and that's when I found
kicked out.
As I understand it, yeah. There was a big falling out, and I discovered this. I didn't know this much about it until 2021. I did a 3-hour documentary called "The Truth About Donovan Sharp," and I revealed a lot of the information that you're seeing now. It went viral. It did about 110,000 views in the first few months, and I think it got shadow banned. But it's pretty savage.
The original documentary that you did?
Yeah. You can still find it on my channel, 21 Studios, other places too. It's on BitChute and stuff like that. You just search "The Truth About Donovan Sharp" to pull it up. Now, I didn't get everything right. I did as best I could. It took like a week to make this documentary. It was really a huge effort. But I was pretty pissed. Donovan had started attacking me without provocation. I hadn't talked to him in like 6 months. We didn't have any kind of beefs or anything. This is in 2021. Or no, late 2020 and then into 2021.
So this is pretty recently then. This is like within the last couple of years.
Yeah, exactly. And then it was very weird to me that he was just attacking me, criticizing me, and I hadn't talked to him. And we were not on bad terms. And I was like, I'm just going to let this go. Well, eventually he kept doing it, attacking and attacking using his channel. He went on to other platforms. John Sames had a channel, for example, with like 250,000 subs. And after there was enough attacks on me and it started, spreading to other channels that he didn't even own, I was like, I'm done with this. So I started digging and investigating into his life with a little bit of information I had about him. And I was able to find out a lot due to knowing him for a couple of years from the events. So I run what's called basically, it's the 21 convention, and it's kind of like a TED Talks of the Manosphere. And through that, there's like a lot of logistical stuff I have to do every year. I have to buy like 20 to 30 flights for the speakers, all the hotel rooms, a lot of travel, logistics and stuff.
Yeah.
And through that, I'm trusted with a lot of information, like people's real names and stuff like that. And on a regular basis, obviously, I keep this stuff private. I don't dox people. I don't disclose that. But I looked through our messages as I was scanning for this huge documentary I made, just scanning through my phone. It took like a fucking so long, like hours, because I'd known Donovan for so many years at that point, a couple of years. And I eventually found one time he had sent me his baby. Well, I guess you call it his baby mama. It's not his baby, but his the woman that would become his wife. I found her real name.
So he's married?
Yeah, he's married. I don't think legally, but they had a kind of a private wedding, and she took his last name and stuff like that. That's why she used to not go.
The girl that was on that video that they was just playing?
Yeah. I was watching your show earlier. I just got back like a few minutes ago, went for a walk. But that's why, for example, Devon used to go by Sharp Assist. She wasn't Devon Sharp. She wasn't Devon, just Sharp Assist. And eventually in 2019, they got married in July 2019 is when they had this kind of private wedding. And that's when she changed even her stage name, this fake name, Devon Sharp. They're Donovan Sharp and Devon Sharp, Mr. and Mrs. Sharp. So I don't think that they're legally married, but they had like a little private wedding, and she wears a wedding ring and stuff too. That's not the old. I've talked to the ex-husband. That's not his wedding ring. That's her wedding. That's the wedding ring that Donovan bought him. Yeah, man. It's a mess. There's so much bullshit, dude. It took me so long to figure this out. And even then, I thought they adopted that kid from the sister. I didn't even know that was her daughter until later on when I found out through the bankruptcy records that Red Pill examined, that smaller channel found. Yeah. And then I ended up getting in contact with the ex-husband. I got a family photo of Devon with her daughter and the ex-husband, all this kind of stuff. Which
Oh
right about
man.
the same time the bankruptcy records came out too.
How long?
So
So okay. So all right. So because one of the things that Abba and Preach said was it was a video that I guess that he played that she said or he said that she had been married for 20 plus years.
yeah,
But then he
I don't
said that
even
he
know.
met her when she was 32 or something like that.
Oh yeah, the age is all a lie. So that's something I discovered early on. That's why getting her real name is very useful. Because I met Devon years ago. I met her in 2018 and 2019. She came to our events with Donovan. He would bring her to the events, and right away I knew she was like really heavy. A lot of the speakers. There's actually a guy, Richard Cooper, if you know Richard Cooper on YouTube.
Yeah, entrepreneurs in cars.
Yeah,
I love his content. That dude is he a beast.
Yeah, so he was a speaker at our events for a couple years too, right around the time Donovan was, and he was actually the first to be like, "That's Donovan's girl." So like, she's huge. I mean, it's huge and gross. We were all thinking it, but nobody wanted to say it because, like, I thought right away. I'm like, man, this girl's like pretty rough. But
oh man, this is
yeah.
crazy. This is
But I didn't know.
insane.
So I met her, for example. It was kind of dark when I met her. Like they got there late at night, and I didn't know. I knew he was claiming she was like 36, 37 back then, and I didn't think anything of it because she looked older than that, but nothing like crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe she just she hit the wall. She looked a little older than she was. Not a big deal. Well, when I had her real name, I started Googling, I knew where they lived in New Jersey.
Mhm.
And I found her, she had all these online records like everybody else does, unless you remove them.
Yeah.
And I found out her age was 45, her birth date, all this stuff. So that's how I knew right away. I'm like, man, Donovan's been taking 7-8 years off this woman's age for years. And that pissed me off because I know a lot of his fans, they trusted him on a credibility basis.
This is
to get
crazy.
advice. Yeah, it's a mess, man. And the more I looked, the more I found. And then other people started looking, like Red Pill Examined. And I'm really thankful to Abba and Preach doing their video now, which is, in a major way based on what I did, and Red Pill Examined, that channel, because they're amplifying this huge fraud that's been going on for years in the manosphere. Donovan's like the liver king of the manosphere, one of several. But he's definitely straight up, man. The black manosphere hates him. The general manosphere hates him. He's still propped up a little bit by kind of Fresh and Fit and stuff. They're just complicit. They just don't care. It doesn't matter how much Donovan lies. Conovan is what I call him. Donovan Sharp. It doesn't matter how much he lies to his audience. It doesn't matter how much he lies to other people's audiences. He lied to. He was a speaker at my event for a couple of years, and he would lie to my fans about his wife's age, their relationship status.
Yeah.
He was saying for years that she wasn't a single mom. She is not a single mom. Blah blah blah. All this stuff they have on video, right? That's all fake. That's all fake. It's 100% fake news garbage. She is a single mom. I mean, he's with her. I guess she's not single no more. But when they met, she was a single mom. He's a stepdaddy to this kid.
So what did her husband? What does her husband say? What her former husband, her ex-husband?
Yeah, I don't want to get too much into what his thoughts are. I want to keep those private, unless and until he's offered to come on potentially someday. It's not like locked in, but maybe someone can interview him. Myself or someone else.
21. I think that you. I'm gonna call you 21 Savage in a minute. I think that you're just keeping some clips and some bullets in the clip, man.
Yeah. But I'll say this. He divorced Devon, so that's something. If you listen closely to some of their videos, you'll hear that even Devon admits that he divorced her, which is unusual.
Oh, he the one that filed?
Oh, he's the one that filed. Yeah. I don't know all the details of why, but this woman has always been nuts, man. Long history of just all kinds of problems. It's like Donovan. Donovan's been in and out of jail for stupid bullshit.
What do you mean?
He plays like Oh, Donovan, you didn't see that part yet? I'll send you a video. Oh, I got.
Bro. Honestly, I am completely unfamiliar with the background because if like the majority of the videos that I watch, honestly, is like DIY home improvement. I watch. I'll go with people. Only reason I even was watching Rich Cooper is because I liked his car. He got the the McLaren or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I like it and whatever. And then I seen he had I think he had Jordan Peterson on one time. And so I think that was pretty dope. But most of the stuff that I watch is not relevant to like relationships and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So my algorithm recommends me completely different content other than the people that I'm subscribed to that I'm actually friends with. Like the lead attorney and stuff like that. But outside of that,
Yeah,
I'm not
Donovan even
familiar
has
with a
beef
lot of that
with
stuff.
Donovan even has beef with lead attorney. I saw a few months ago he was going after him, kind of
Really?
like he did with yeah, yeah. He was making fun of him. His subscriber count, Donovan had just surpassed him, which is interesting because now Donovan tanked by like 20,000 subscribers recently, which is really suspicious. That doesn't happen, one day when you have 20,000 subs. Imagine you lost 20,000 subs tomorrow. You'd be like,
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
hell? That unless they're fake, unless they're robots, and YouTube's deleting them, that kind of stuff.
That's crazy. Why would he go after the lead attorney?
I just jealous. I mean, he went after Kevin Samuels in his death now. There's videos on O'Shea Duke Jackson did a
Now,
couple
I
videos
am
on.
familiar with that.
Yeah.
That's the one
pretty.
thing that I am familiar with. I am familiar with that simply because, I had a pretty good relationship with Kev. But other than that, I just kind of stay, some stuff is just so extreme for me that I kind of stay away from it. And so it's just not even in my lane. So I just kind of stay in my lane. I've been married for 19 years. It'd be 19 years this year. I've been married since I was 22 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not interested in some of the stuff that's being communicated. That's just not my lane. You know what I'm saying? Now, if people want to understand how to be successfully married, then I got a whole nother different conversation for you. You know what I'm saying? But some stuff is just not me. I'm just not even interested in. So even though we both knew Kev, we've never had a conversation. We've never interacted. None of that.
You and Donovan, yeah, Donovan. Yeah.
What do you think? Okay, so let me get your opinion on this.
By the way, that's O'Shea Duke Jackson's nickname for him. I didn't make that up.
Yeah, O'Shea is my guy. Actually, we got a really good relationship. We talk on the phone every once in a while. What do you think is do you think that he can recover from this, or was he even relevant enough for it to even be called a recovery if he's able to survive through it?
I got some news on that front, actually, so check this out. Very specific to this question. So when I first launched my documentary, The Truth About Donovan Sharp, we did a bunch of follow-ups, like I mentioned, and I got sending some links that are smaller, 10-minute links and 12-minute videos and stuff, just exposing. That's what I've been preacher pointing to, these smaller videos that are 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's Donovan self-snitching, basically, right? Lie,
that's what
lie,
I see. It just seemed like two different videos and he's saying two different things at the same time. So
exactly. But check this out. When I went after Donovan and dropped that documentary, that was March 2021. I think like March 4th or something like that. So a little bit less than 2 years ago, right? He had almost 1,200 Patreon paid subscribers on Patreon.
Yeah.
That's one of his main sources of income, right? Just like any YouTuber. You got YouTube, you got maybe ebooks, and you got Patreon.
Patreon, sponsorship, stuff like that. Yep.
Yeah, and they're all paying like $5 a month or $10 or whatever.
Yeah.
And he had like 1,183, I think, was the exact number. You know how many he has now today? 370.
On Patreon?
On Patreon. And this all, you can track this. There's public, kind of like Social Blade for YouTube. Yeah. There's some websites that track Patreon subscriber counts. And obviously, from almost everybody, it just goes up over time. Maybe a little bit. Maybe you go viral, you get a lot. His shit's been going down since I exposed him, bit by bit by bit by bit.
So this might be, because I mean, you got a lot of subscribers. You got like 500,000 plus, right?
But not as many as I've been preached. That's
yeah. They had like they're approaching 2 million.
Yeah, it's huge. I love it. This was I hate Donovan. Like, this is awesome.
I'm trying to figure out what was the objective. Like, why even mention you or mention them or anything in the first place? Because it's like, if I got that many skeletons in my closet, because it ain't even just one or two things. Those are big things, because those are the things that is the foundation behind what it is that you're having a conversation about with people online and what it is that you're trying to talk to guys. Why do you think that he would even go after y'all in the first place, considering that it's so much to lose, and how many skeletons is in the closet though?
There's a couple theories to this. O'Shea Duke Jackson, for example, I think, if I'm characterizing his assessment of Donovan right, I think he's correct, is that Donovan consistently just shoots himself in the foot. And he's always done that. And we have, for example, his criminal history record on our channel, where he would get arrested. He claims all this badass shit. I got in fights. I got arrested. That never happened. He got arrested, for example, for check fraud against his own father. He almost went to jail for that in Florida.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's in the Ob and Preach video too. They get into that. Yeah.
I ain't got to that part yet. I ain't even got to that part yet.
It's towards the end. It's probably the last quarter. And a bunch of other dumb, defrauding your own father, just stupid other check frauds, all kinds of stupid, goofy shit like that. It's not like he's some badass who like got in some fight, saving his girl. Like, it's just goofy, dumb shit like that. Defrauding your own family. I mean, it's pretty bad.
Why did he fall out with? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I think Donovan, he consistently throughout his life, he just shoots himself in the foot. So he does like goofy, dumb shit, like attacking people that he don't need to attack. And that at the same time, like you said, he has a million skeletons in his closet. He's got a graveyard in his closet. On top of that, there's two more theories. One is that his wife, baby mama, Donovan Sharp, the single mom of the year, I call her, single mom of the year. I think because I had been making fun of him for so long, I make memes and stuff on top of it. So we got the video content, and then we make memes like the Sharp Mama. I made him into the Big Mama. I made Donovan into Sharp Mama. I'll send it to you.
All right.
So I'm just relentless with this stuff.
I gotta jump over and watch all of your stuff to see what's happening over there, man.
Thanks,
Make
man.
sure and listen, everybody that's watching this live streaming or rewatching this, make sure y'all head over to 21 Studios. Phenomenal content creator. I am familiar with his work. And make sure y'all go over there and check out his content and subscribe to his channel because it's absolutely awesome.
Thanks. So the last theory though, so it's kind of Donovan shooting himself in the foot. That's one. Another is that his wife kind of pushed him into attacking me even more for maybe
Not
drama.
being controlled by your girl. No.
Oh, he's 100% controlled by his girl. On his Patreon, you can go
so?
search. Oh yeah, 100%. I've seen this shit in action, man. She leads him around like a little fucking puppy, like a little puppy dog. It's pathetic. He jokes. Now it's a joke that's veiled in truth or whatever, right? He jokes on his Patreon. You can go search blue balls on his Patreon. She blue balls him for bad behavior. She denies him sex. And then he tries to joke about it and let off steam on Patreon. It's fucking dude, no. He is the sub, she is the dom. It's that bad, man. It's so bad. It's so bad. Dude, it's he presents to be this like Giga Chad alpha male. I think alpha male shit's cool, right? I kind of have fun with it.
Yeah.
But he's the opposite. I've been preached get into that. He talks about beta males wife up, older, used women.
Yeah.
And what does he do? Wifes up an older, used woman who's menopausal. She's like 47 years old now, man. He's the queen. He's the king of menopause.
Oh my God. That is
I'm just being mean. I don't really care that she's menopausal. I care that he lied about it. Just like I've been preached. If he had never lied about this stuff.
Let me ask you a question. Okay. So how did he fall out? Did he fall out with the manosphere in a general sense before he started attacking you? And how did that come about? Like, why did he fall out in a general sense with people?
So so the manosphere is first of all different tribes, different like groups.
Correct.
And there's so you have like the global manosphere. The black manosphere calls it the white manosphere, but I don't agree with that. But whatever, tomato. But anyway, within that, you have the black manosphere, you have like MGTOW, you have men's rights. You can have the
familiar with MGTOW and men's rights, yep.
Yep. And then you got the red pill stuff. That's like Rolo. That's like Fresh and Fit. That's like Donovan even fit into that. You got some other stuff too. I think there's kind of like a fatherhood, kind of traditional element that's been building up in the manosphere. So you got these different groups like that. And Donovan, I think, has always been kind of bouncing from group to group, trying to like mooch off of them or kind of clout chase and get known in that space until he gets kicked out. Like the black manosphere eventually got sick of him. I don't know what the lies were and the beef exactly. O'Shea would know. Or if you just search Donovan Sharp O'Shea, there'll be some videos on it. But anyway, I think Donovan has a nasty habit of starting up beefs that he shouldn't be starting, stuff like that. Now with me, though, he was supposed to be a speaker at our convention in 2020, and then he dropped out all of a sudden in the summer of 2020. And the event was supposed to be in October, our event in Orlando. It's like TED Talks for the Manosphere. He drops out in like late July. 2 weeks later in August, he texts me wanting to get back in. Because then he sees we got like Coach Greg Adams, we got AMS speaking at the time, we got Jesse Lee Peterson. So all of a sudden he comes back begging to me. He just dropped out like 2 weeks ago. I was like, all right, man, no bad beef, no bad blood. You dropped out. That's your business. This isn't. You can come and go as you please, right? This isn't like mandatory.
Yeah.
And then he wants to get back in. It's like, bro, you just dropped out 2 weeks ago for some made up bullshit. He was blaming. I guess I was retweeting Candace Owens or something at the time on Twitter, and he was all mad at Candace Owens or some shit for I don't even know why. It didn't even make sense. It was just bullshit. But then he comes back begging. He comes back begging me to get back in. I'm like, nah, because I had new speakers added by that point.
Yeah,
we got an event. We got an event coming up. Then he also wanted me to film. We occasionally will film another person's event, like another third party. Usually we just do our own stuff, and that's it. Yeah. But like once a year, maybe we'll do someone else's event if they want us to. And Donovan wanted me to film his upcoming event for the first time, CME thing. And initially I was kind of like, I didn't know how big of a fraud he was yet then, right? I didn't understand the lies, but I knew a little bit. I knew, for example, I didn't know about the age, but I knew that they had been married for about a year at that point. And I didn't want to say nothing early on because a few months in, I was like, well, maybe they're going to surprise somebody or their fans or some shit. You know, I don't got to get into that because it's been like 6 months. Well, then it was 9 months, and then it was like a year, and it's like, man, this is getting sketch.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you two are not just dating anymore and cohabitating. Like you're married, and you got
Yeah.
a niece, you know, that you're taking care of, supposedly, right?
A niece.
So I was just getting sketched out, and I was like, hey, I decided not to film it for him, and he got really butthurt about that because I'm really good at what I do with the filming of our events,
Yeah.
and he knew that, and he asked me repeatedly to film it. And I'm like, nah, man, I ain't doing this. So I think he kind of got like a little kid just got butthurt because he felt like entitled to me filming his event, and then he would have to go do it on his own, which you can do that, but it's fucking hard.
Yeah,
And you're gonna have to go through a learning experience, and you're gonna waste money, and you're gonna lose this and that, and like. He ended up getting sued by the venue in Vegas, as I understand it.
Really?
A couple hundred. Yeah, I don't know what happened with that exactly, but there's a text message I have from him to another speaker from the event, and he said he was getting sued for violating their filming policies or some bullshit. I don't know. I don't do events in Vegas because it's all like mafia run and stuff. It's sketchy.
That's crazy.
Anyway, but then he started attacking me. He started attacking me in November 2020, and then again in January 2020, and then in February. Or no,
so he just started attacking you based off of those interactions alone?
Yeah. He started saying like, you know, he just started making videos that were not even related to that tough stuff though. Like Anthony's toxic, Anthony's bad, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, bro, like what the fuck? Like I haven't talked to you in 6 months. You know, we didn't end on bad blood. You just seem frustrated. I didn't want to film your event. So he eventually ticked me off, and it sent me down a rabbit hole of bullshit that this guy had been spewing. And
so if he'd have just left you alone, you wouldn't none of this would probably even have came out.
Maybe eventually someday, but yeah, not at the time it did. No way. It definitely accelerated my investigation. And then the minute I started investigating, that motivated me even more. Because it wasn't like, I didn't set out to do like a 3-hour documentary, which was really hard. It took like a week of filming. I mean, constantly, you know, filming, re-editing, cutting, refilming, all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
And then, you know, there's like probably 50 screenshots in this video of shit that Donovan sent to me over the years about, you know, all kinds of stuff with the wife and the age and the kid and all this stuff.
Christ.
But yeah, it accelerated my investigation into him, and my gut instinct was right. It was just way worse than I realized. It was worse than I suspected. And then it just got worse and worse and worse with the kid. That was last year we found that out in 2022, that she was not the niece. I thought he just adopted her like in secret, you know, and then all of a sudden it wasn't. Because Donovan was playing for years with me and other speakers that he had adopted legally, that kid.
Yeah.
I mean, that was so I didn't even know it was her daughter at the time. And when I found that out, I was like, oh man, fuck this guy. This is great.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. Can he ever come back and make it right with you?
No.
Possibility?
He tried.
Is scorched earth forever?
Yeah, it's scorched earth forever. Yeah, because the guy is such a consistent liar over a long period of time. To me, there's no way he's someone I could ever trust. Even, I mean, he's so far removed from someone I could ever trust again or work with. I don't think anybody should. I mean, this guy has been lying and committing fraud, defrauding his father, defrauding his family, lying to his audience, lying to my audience, lying to the manosphere. I mean, it's a train wreck. So no, there's no way that dude's ever going to stop lying, because that's been his whole life. He would take this. I think he should drop out of the manosphere. I've told him on my podcast, the Red Man Group, he should drop out of the manosphere, all this course selling, alpha male guru bullshit. He should be a comedian. He should be a stand-up comic, because he would be pretty good. This guy, wait till you see the videos on my channel. They're even worse than what Auburn Preach showed. They showed clips of it.
Oh man, I'm afraid to go down this rabbit hole, but I gotta do it now because I gotta understand what's going on.
Yeah. So no, I think he should drop out of the manosphere and just go into stand-up comedy. He might have a future in that. As far as the manosphere goes, I think the Auburn Preach thing's a nail in the coffin. I mean, I was waiting for an even bigger YouTuber to pick this up and run with it, and they did. It's got almost 750,000 views in 2 days.
Yeah, I seen that when I pulled it up this morning, and I'm like, man, this is crazy. I think he played his cards wrong all the way across the board. I don't know how you can consistently be that off as far as making enemies and really going after and pissing off people. I don't even know why he went after Preach in the first place, to be honest with you. That made no sense to me, because it wasn't even his beef. Like it had nothing to do with him whatsoever, and I'm not really sure why that was a thing.
I think
But
he's just looking to start drama just for kind of, I think it's a standard YouTube beef. Like, let me start a fight with this guy, pick a fight that I know I can't win, but who cares? And I'll try to get some
how does
views
that
out of
benefit
it.
him though?
In his own delusional fantasy, he thinks he's gonna win this fight or something. Like, we would understand that there's no way this is gonna work out from an objective third party view or like a bird's eye
Yeah.
view. But I don't. Maybe he's just delusional. Like, I think I'm gonna start this fight, get these views, get this clout. It'll be a big drama. The views will go up, clicks will go up. I'll sell more books.
You know what I think? Maybe he's trying to.
Sells.
The only thing that I can think of is maybe he's trying to. Maybe, I don't know. I'd have to assume the same method that went along with the whole Fresh and Fit versus Abba and Preach. The difference is that, and again, I'm not familiar with Donovan's content because I don't necessarily watch his content. But the difference is that Fresh and Fit, they put on a product that I think is still going to be relevant regardless of whether or not they win or lose, or Abba and Preach, whether or not they win or lose. They put out content, I think, that people really, find exceptional, that's outside of the beef. Because even once you get the attention, let's just say, for example, you poke the bear, then the bear give you some visibility or whatever. When people go and check you out, I think that they have to really still, genuinely enjoy what it is that you put out. That allows for them to actually want to, to elevate your status once you get that visibility. But I think when you poke the bear, you got to be ready for that bear to claw you, man. That's crazy.
I would agree with that. Yeah, and Donovan does not understand that. Him and his wife, who's the vice president of his company, by the way, she's not some innocent bystander.
Whoa, what?
Oh yeah, he's bragging about it.
Wait.
She's a W-2 employee of Boldstone Media LLC. He brags about it on his show. We got the clips, and his fans would know that too. She's been the vice president. The company that actually owns Donovan Sharp, the trademark and the channel, is Boldstone Media LLC. He wanted me to help him start it a couple years ago, file some paperwork and shit. And I was like, nah, man, you got to figure that out on your own.
Oh.
She's the VP. She's a W-2 employee. She's fully invested in this scam. In the video that Abba and Preach posted, for example, they go into how, this is recently too, a few months ago, they were trying to redefine what a single mom is.
Yeah, I just seen that part. I did see that part.
Oh, yeah. She's not a single mom, a 50-50 mom, which is what she is. She has 50-50 custody with the ex-husband.
Then that's a single mother.
Yeah, exactly. But unless you're a distorted weirdo making up fake terms like co-parent, we're a co-parent. I ain't no single mom. I'm a co-parent now. I mean, it's just like woke feminist stuff, man. It's crazy.
Oh my god.
Redefining terms. Like, this isn't a hat. This is a cap. Like, nah, man. It's yeah.
Well, I mean, listen.
I
wish him the best. Again, I wasn't as familiar as I am now, but now I got to go down this rabbit hole to better understand exactly what the heck is going on.
Probably the most important video you can watch that we have on Donovan. There's a bunch that goes into the lies, but the biggest thing, actually, in my opinion, is not the lies. We have like a 13-minute video where it's a montage of Donovan snitching on himself. He brags about how he would beat up women, assault women, beat them up, knock their fucking teeth into the back of their throat. It's some of the most violent shit I have ever heard. And I'm okay with like controversial content and hyperbole and stuff. This is way beyond that. This is just advocating you beat women for like nonsense. I mean,
I gotta go down this rabbit hole now.
Yeah,
now you sent me on a witch hunt.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that I never did business with him. That's for sure.
Yeah. I had to deal with that shit, but whatever.
Well, better you than me.
Yeah.
Listen, make sure y'all subscribe to 21 Studios. I appreciate you, big dog, for coming up. Hopefully we can stay in touch. I'm gonna email you.
Sure.
Hopefully your contact information. I don't want to ask for it online.
If you go to my channel, the about page, there's like an email thing there, and that one works. I'll see it.
Okay, I got you. I'm gonna send you an email and I'm gonna connect with you, big dog.
All right. Sounds good, man. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely.
Yep. Peace.
Well, what do I say? What can I say? How is it that I'm supposed to deal? Listen. I have no dog in this fight, ladies and gentlemen. I have nothing. I don't know what's going on. The only thing I'm doing is observing and making assessments based off of my observations. I just ask questions and then I make my own assessments based off of being objective. Jesus Christ. Gosh. Even if you poke the bear, don't poke all the bears. Don't poke all, you can't poke all the bears. I don't even know if it's any coming back from that. Man, that's messed up. Well, let's continue the video. Got to get through the rest of it.
Him look a certain way, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
So it might be a lie. That shit might never happen.
Question number 4. Question number 4 to all you loser fans of Destiny.
All right, wait. Let me do this. Let me read some of the super chats before we continue. Shout out to Travis. Travis says this isn't the worst story he has. He proposed to a 19-year-old baby mama heroin addict that cheated on him multiple times. He did this as a 31-year-old man. Jesus. Boy, y'all got all of the receipts. Maury Cliff says, I like dying, but this ain't good at all. Building your brand on a lie and a message that goes against the current lifestyle you live in is wild. Facts, Maury. Shout out to Maury. I appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Brock with the Pass of Love offering and holding down the channel. Thank you, my friend, for continuing to support the live stream. Let's continue, y'all. I'm afraid to watch any more because I don't even know what's going to be being said. Man.
Is this really the guy you look to as something to aspire to? Would you want your life to look more like his or more like mine? Let's do a comparison. Well, listen, now he's smarter than I am. Number one, he's probably got more money than I do, and his wife is much younger and much hotter than my girlfriend. I'll give him that.
What?
I'll concede all of that. Those are things about his life.
You know what's weird about this whole thing?
Why are you looking at people's wives, my guy?
And why are you out here? Like, if this is your girl, why are you constantly out here downplaying her and her looks? Why do you constantly feel the need to be like...
Fuck.
Imagine being in a relationship with a guy or a girl, and the girl constantly goes out on podcasts, and she's like, yeah, my man's fine, but he's not the biggest I ever had. I've had much bigger. Even if it's true, like, why are you constantly going out there and reinforcing that stuff? That just shows that you don't respect each other.
Devin slept with a lot of guys, gentlemen.
Oh, no, we can't do that. We can't be on the live stream with our shirt off talking about our girl slept with a lot of guys. That's not a good look. Yo, this is nuts. Shout out to the Pan-African Dating Show. And my dog, O'Shea, said he said he dusty as hell. Shout out to my dog. And make sure y'all go and subscribe to the Pan-African Dating Show. It's actually some phenomenal content. And if you go over there and you look it up, I'm actually subscribed to it. Shout out to the Pan-African Dating Show. This is wild. This is wild, Pan-African Dating Show. You cannot be sitting here talking about your girl got a lot of bodies. Oh, no. No way. No.
Devin has a high body count. You think I don't know that my own girlfriend has had sex with a lot of men? You think that I think I found some special snowflake who declined partying through her 20s even though she has a great body? Give me a break, guys. I am well aware that Devin's notch count is a lot higher than she will ever admit. I am 237% certain that I am not the biggest ever that Devin's ever taken.
What? Are you hearing this? Are you hearing this? Dog, you can't. Dog, this is wild. I've been preaching went nuclear on this one. This is wild, yo. This is insane. Shout out to Dub Will. Dub Will said, bruh. My dog Julian. Shout out to Julian. Julian said, oh my God, what am I watching right now? Julian, I don't even know what I'm watching right now. Bruh. What are we talking about? What do you mean my girlfriend? Why? Wait. I've never seen this before in my life. Let me preface this by saying that I'm hearing this for the first time. For the very first time, I am hearing this. This is wild. This is absolutely, positively wild, bro. Some stuff you just got to take with you to the grave, big dog, and don't even get involved with it in the first place. They said he bodying himself. Jesus, y'all, come on, man. We can't do this. We can't do this, y'all. Janesta Coleman says, hello, family. Have been under the weather. Love your content. Love you too, Janesta. Thank you for holding me down, love. I appreciate you. What's up to my dog, the lead attorney? Lead, are you familiar with this foolishness that I'm looking at for the first time in my life? I'm not familiar with the fact that he said this. Let me go back 30 seconds just for those of you that are just joining us for the live stream. Shout out to, my dog is in the building. We got all of the celebrities in here today. They got the man mask that says respect fam 100. Game is what game does. What is going on here? This man said my girlfriend, meaning the person that he's in love with, has a high body count and been taking a D from the Bulls. Whoa.
Don't respect each other.
Devin slept with a lot of guys, gentlemen. Devin has a high body count. You think I don't know that my own girlfriend has had sex with a lot of men? You think that I think I found some special snowflake who declined partying through her 20s, even though she has a great body? Give me a break, guys. I am well aware that Devin's notch count is a lot higher than she will ever admit.
I am 237% certain that I am not the biggest ever that Devin's ever taken.
That's wild, yo. That is absolutely wild to say online, to be recorded and released to the general public. That is the craziest thing that I've ever seen in my entire life. Whoa. Roger Marine said, Anton, is Alpha Juice your company? No, Alpha Juice is a company that I'm partnered with. Make sure you get the discount code that's in the description. The link is down there. Put the discount code that you have in there and then be able to support the platform by supporting the Alpha Juice company. Machine says, bruh, come on now. This is pure. Yo, this is wild. This is absolutely wild. I've never heard of such a thing in my life.
And the way I f is not the best she's ever had. She's had bigger and better than me. She hasn't told me this, but I know. I'm almost positive Devin's had bigger, better than mine. But if I ever found out what one of these guys looked like, if I ever found out that one of those guys had a 12-inch, you better believe I'm going to be insecure. You kidding me?
What are we talking about? Why would... All right. So the lesson in this is that we can't go after other people's wives, especially when you have skeletons in your closet that has not that you self-inflicting and shooting your own self in the foot. You can't do this. You can't do this to yourself, bro. Oh, man. Does Donovan Sharp, and again, leave me out of it. I'm just observing it based on, go after Abin Preach, go after 21 Studios, go after somebody else. Don't talk to me because Anton has not a dog in the fight. I'm just reacting to the information that Abin Preach put out there. I'm just curious. Does Donovan Sharp consider himself an alpha? Because, we throw around that term a lot, the whole alpha term, and we say, because nothing that I'm seeing here today is represented. This is wild. This is absolutely insane. Reading super chats throughout the show. I'm afraid to finish this last 4 minutes.
I don't have a 12-inch dick. Devin's had bigger dicks than her. Now I got to see what that looks like. Of course it makes us insecure.
Jesus.
That's another reason why men of value don't commit to women with high body counts.
So why did he commit to a woman with a high body count?
He says men of high value don't commit to women with high body counts. And yet.
He committed to
And yet.
This is wild.
It's because we know the more that have been in you, the more huge that have been in you. It's just mathematical. If you've been with 5 guys, okay, all right, we can deal with that. If you've been with 555, dude, you've probably...
Now I can't have burgers no more.
Hey, man,
Yo, I'm officially designating myself as a beta male. This is what alpha male look like. If this is what alpha looks like, I am officially designating myself as a beta male. If we only got 2 choices between alpha and beta, I submit to the beta male strategies. Shout out to Alpha Male Strategies. He's a phenomenal content creator. But I'm going to submit to the beta male tendencies. If this is what alpha look like, then I don't want any part of it. I don't want any part of it if this is what it looks like. At all. At all. I don't want any part of this thing.
Man's really thought about this shit. You could tell like this is a deep insecurity. I'll be honest with you, I don't worry about stuff like that. One, because I'm packing, but two, mostly because like when I'm with a girl, I ain't worried about what the last dude did. I'm not worried about the guy, but like, who cares? When she going with me, we gonna do our own thing together. That's it. I don't need to know the whole history.
That's sad.
The only reason you deeply think about this is because you got a big insecurity on the inside and you don't got the skills to actually lay it down. Because if you do a good job, a girl gonna be satisfied.
I'm going to do you one better. If you a real dude, like a real dude, and I'm not talking about a wife, I'm not talking about, you know what I'm saying, somebody that you in a long-term relationship, somebody that you looking to marry. I'm talking about a buzz down. Because, again, this is the conversation that a lot of these guys is having. And maybe it's just the Detroit in me. Y'all feel free to correct me. I'm open to the possibility that I'm wrong, but this is the way that I was groomed to think about relationships or to think about sexual relationships alone. If you a real dude, you genuinely just don't give a fuck in general. Now, if it's somebody that you in a marriage to or something like that, then of course you're going to care about what it is that she thinks and all of that type of stuff because you in a committed situation that you have to be with a person for the rest of your life. But if you just busting down a chick, what the fuck you care for? You ain't even going to remember her name afterwards. Literally, post-nut clarity is a thing. Why would you care what a chick thinks or what it is that she, as long as you suiting up, make sure you don't catch no diseases, make sure you ain't got no babies to lay afterwards. If she a buzz down, then that's exactly what you leave her as, a buzz down. What is you thinking about what something happened or what else that somebody else has did prior to? And I'm going to read the super chats in a minute. I'm really, again, maybe that's just the Detroit in me, but are you really trying to impress a buzz down? And I'm not speaking to Donovan Sharp on this particular instance anyway, but I got a different philosophy than even Abin Preach or Donovan Sharp on this. I was always taught, why would you care as long as you get yours? If she just a moment, she better get hers too while I'm getting mine. Why would you care even a little bit about what a bust down is doing or what she thinking? Honestly, what do I care? I don't care if you like me or you don't like me. You gone. I like the minute that the post-nut clarity hit, you got to get out the door anyway. I'm figuring out how to get you up out of here. I'm genuinely curious. Is this how they doing it in the streets? Is this how y'all moving in the streets? Y'all genuine, like on a bus down, y'all just like really taking into consideration what she thinks and all of that? That's why she got y'all in her food is phones. I mean, in her phone is foods, not in the food's a phone. That's why she got you in her phone is food. Because she realized that you the sucker. You the one that's getting played. You the sucker. Rita, are they the sucker? They the sucker? This is crazy. I need a hug. I need a hug. I genuinely need a hug. What the heck is happening out here in these streets? All right, I'm good. That's insane. That is insane. Woo! What am I watching, Lee? What am I watching?
If a girl gives you her heart, she loves you, and you take care of her needs, you don't got to be worried about the previous man. The only reason you dealing with this is because you ain't got it like that. And so it's always a deep insecurity inside of you.
You're Affiant learned from the Plant City Police Department.
They got more receipts. They got more receipts. What are we doing?
That on September 8th, 2003, Edwin Hopkins Jr. had used his father's social security number to rent an apartment in Pinellas County, Florida. Your Affiant went to the apartment complex and obtained a copy of Edwin Hopkins Jr.'s rental application, which includes Edwin Hopkins Jr.'s signature and Edwin Hopkins Sr.'s social security number. Your Affiant learned that Edwin Hopkins Jr. had defaulted on his rental payments in the amount of $8,000.08. On June 16, 2004, your client spoke with Edwin Hopkins Sr., who advised that the outstanding balance showed up on his credit report.
Okay, maybe I'm a C student. Maybe I'm too much of a C student, right? Maybe I'm just a C student. But bear with me on this one, all right? Because I'm not an attorney. Who was that? Who? All right, so let me see if I can get my dog Solo in here. Because I'm confused. I am confused. I'm sorry, I haven't been paying attention to the chat as much as I should. Woo-wee. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. I'm trying to figure this out. Hold on. Let me read some of these super chats because I'm trying to understand what's going on here. All right, I got you. Let me read some of these super chats. Pookie Miss Prime said, ever since the passing of Kevin Samuels, a lot of these manosphere guys are showing that they are simps and want to pander to other men for money. Thank you, Pookie Miss Prime. Betty U says, I can't finish my workout. Thus, this is unbelievable. This whole way past 6 feet dirt, 6 feet, kick the dirt on him and pick a flower after he's done. Shout out to Betty U. I appreciate you. Q being petty as usual said he sound more like a bottom, not an alpha. Jesus Christ. Shout out to Iconic Demeanor with the 20 ball said that's embarrassing, bruh. Exclude yourself from our ranks. Facts. I agree, bro. Keisha says, at this point, this is self-emulation. I am following you to beta territory, Anton. We all going. Listen, we all going. We all betas at the end of the day, I guess. Centennial G says, good Lord, bruh, I'm all laughs right now. When you drop the glasses, it's a wrap. Kind of in love, Ranger has been banished from the big house. Django is now Jesus Christ. Y'all saying he banished from the big house? Shout out to the Centennial G with the 10 ball. Danzy Land DeSoil says he has redefined the algorithm of terms. Alpha is now defined with simp. I don't know what's going on out here in these streets. Natasha says Ray vouches for Solo TV 84. Maybe he can cam up too. He's part of the Manosphere. Help bring up O'Shea Duke Jackson. I had run-ins with Donovan Sharp for research purposes. Hey, drop the link for him, Natasha, for Solo TV. Let me see what Solo TV got to say. I got time today. Shout out to TL31 says, salute fam. Salute to you too, my friend. Thank you for supporting the live stream. I appreciate you. Hey, drop the link for Solo TV only. Maybe, I don't know. This is crazy. I'm so confused. Okay, so let me recap. What I'm watching right here. This is an documentation that shows that basically he forged the signature of his father on a rental and he owed $8,000, which then showed up on his father's credit report. Bear with me, I'm a C student. I'm not that smart. Is that what happened? So he defrauded his own parents? So basically he has the same name as his father and finessed it. That's crazy. I'm sorry. I'm just now seeing this. This is what I've been put out. I'm just reacting to the relevant content right now. Don't come after Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I am an innocent bystander.
Edwin Hopkins Sr. does wish to prosecute his son for the crime of identity theft. Your client learned that Edwin Hopkins Jr. obtained a Florida identification card. We
got to be able to forgive him for this one, though, because this is way back in 2004. You know what I'm saying? So he might have been like on hard times. This is right before the recession hit. We got to be able to forgive him for this. This is back in 2004. Some things in the past, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to shoot D Sharp a little bit of bail right here. I'm going to shoot Donovan Sharp a little bit of bail. We don't want him getting in trouble for things that, we don't want to hold him accountable for things that was almost 20 years ago, right?
Listing the above mentioned apartment as his current address. Your client has been unable to locate Edwin Hopkins Jr.
My dad, the spineless beta male he is.
Oh no, you can't talk about your parent like that, do you? Jesus. Not the father and the mother. Oh man, this is crazy.
Does not have the heart to step to his own son and say, hey, look, son, I disagree with you.
This man defrauded his own father. He used his social insurance and his stuff to get an apartment, defaulted on the apartment. The debt went to the dad, and it went on his social bureau. The dad pressed charges, and they went after him in court. He's also faked bank checks. He's done a bunch of other different forms of fraud. And so what you recognize...
That's what he does.
There's a history.
Yeah.
So people say, he could never fraud. It's like, well, his criminal record says otherwise. You know what I'm saying?
That's what he does.
That's a history. But again, a lot of these dudes in the manosphere, they lie about their accomplishments. They lie about their resume. And it makes sense because you're trying to make money. Embellishing a lot of these things is how you're able to garner the audience because you're like, I live this life. Therefore, you want to follow me. But once you peer behind the curtain, you recognize that these are just scammers. That's all it is. Be it Derek Jackson or this loser, you recognize it's two sides of the same coin. They got an audience they want to cater to, and they got a product they got to sell. So they have a life they have to project in order to get that money. That's what this is. It's all game. So you guys got to peep it to see it and understand all these people that are public personalities online don't buy into any of the personas.
If I expect you guys to take what I say seriously about how to run your relationships, how to train your woman, how to vet women, you guys have to know that I practice what I preach.
That's a heck of a way to end the video. Woo! Make sure y'all tap into the Alpha Juice Company. Discount codes is in the description. Also, Teach Hanley, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. Link is in the description. And then make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Jesus Christ. This was more than I thought. This is more than I was expecting today. This is Monday. This is not how we wanted to start off our Monday in the month. This is Monday. This is not how I wanted to start off Monday and end the month. So listen, shout out to everybody that came through and rocked out. Shout out to 21 Studios from coming up and being able to explain his perspective because I was not familiar with everything. Shout out to Donovan Sharp, Abba Preach for providing very, very good, entertaining content for me to be able to react to. But there's some learned lessons from this. A, be careful who it is that you poke. B, do the Eminem from 8 Mile and actually live your life like an open book, and that way you don't have to worry about what other people think about you. And then C, just don't even be on the internet. Like, you got to be a reflection of the thing that you advocate for. Otherwise, you shouldn't even be on the internet. I understand that it's an avenue for people to be able to make money. And again, I don't have any smoke for Donovan Sharp at all or Abba Preach or anybody. I'm not on anybody's side. I'm on my own side. I'm a married man of 19 years. I've never hit that. I've always been an advocate for doing marriage successfully if you decide to get married. And I've also been an advocate for if you do not want to get married, then don't get married under the false pretense that you're going to have a phenomenal relationship if you don't know what you're doing. So, yeah. Okay, I got a meeting, though, at 2 o'clock. So, I'm going to catch listen, I don't know what the show going to be like tomorrow, but I'm definitely going to be bringing people up tomorrow. Usually I bring people up throughout the show to be able to have a conversation. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, turn on your notifications. I got a meeting in 10 minutes that I got to jump in. Yeah, man. Very crazy. Very, very crazy. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I need y'all to do me one more favor before we get up out of here. Make sure you share this with your family and friends. We don't want to be rich by ourselves. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with who you are. And then let that be a reflection of the content that you put out on a regular basis. That way we don't have to worry about this because it's always an audience for you. You don't have to be in a specific niche in order to be able to be successful. Just sell what you know to be true and just leave it on the flow. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. This was a lot. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.